Freak crash. Kerry Turner reports.
One of the Crow's greatest is fighting for life at Flinders Medical Centre after a serious crash near Victor Harbour. It happened on Range Road at Back Valley just after 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon, with the 57-year-old airlifted to hospital. Police haven't released a lot of detail, but it's understood a tree branch pierced the front windscreen of his cattle truck. Victor Harbour Mayor Moira Jenkins says it happened in terrible conditions.
From what I believe, it was a freak accident, and I wish him all of his recovery. I'd like to thank all of the emergency services which were out in a frightful, windy, rainy, horrible night.
After last night's AFL game, FIVEAA coach Justin Longmuir, who played alongside Mods at the Dockers, was shocked.
It's pretty fresh for me, like it is for everyone. Yeah, obviously a big part of the FIVEAA family. All I can say is I wish him and his family well. Hopefully he can pull through. I'm thinking of him. We're all thinking of him and his family, and thoughts are with him.
An update on his condition is expected later this morning.
The political body that disrupted Pauline Hanson's Canberra speech this week is working to revive its fortunes. More from Gabrielle Hodson.
Get Up has claimed credit for rolling out a banner at a speech by the One Nation leader, but a News Corp investigation has found the group's bleeding money and staff. The progressive political outfit had more than 70 employees in 2022. Now that's reportedly down to a dozen. And while it had $4 million in cash 4 years ago, it ended last financial year with $104,000 in the bank. There are also reports the biggest ever spend on one electorate in Get Up's 20-year history was on the FIVEAA by-election, where it failed to stop One Nation candidate David Farley, who officially took office earlier this month.
The tech startup sector claims the federal government's tax carve-outs are confusing and complicated. Labor has listed the industry as one of the groups exempt from its changes to the capital gains tax discount. But some startup founders argue the changes are too complex to understand and don't include a clear definition of what a startup is. They warn this could see investment and talent relocate overseas. New research has found bird flu has killed about 3/4 of elephant seal pups on Australian Antarctic islands. Scientists believe more than 13,000 of the 17,000 baby seals have been wiped out by the H5N1 strain since last August. Local researchers have developed hand gloves that let people use physical sensations to understand data. The prototype developed by Adelaide University relies on tiny heating elements wrapped around the fingers to create a wearable data display. Dr. Adam Drogamala says instead of visualising data through charts, graphs and numbers, it creates a sensory experience for the user.
By conveying it through a glove, someone else can wear it to actually feel their experiences, and the idea is to help promote empathy and understanding between people that are going through rough experiences.
Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Huge price drop on new Mitsubishi ASX from $34,990 drive away. Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes.
Here's Tom Wren.
Thank you, Jess. As we heard a little earlier in the news, Tony Modra is currently in hospital and is fighting for life following an accident in the FIVEAA Peninsula last night. The Crows' current team is preparing to play tomorrow against Melbourne at home. They've made 3 changes, bringing in Taylor Walker, Isaac Rankin and Mark Keane. Josh Worrell drops out through illness, while Luke Pedler is out with a hamstring injury and Toby Murray has been dropped. Port Adelaide also plays tomorrow night against Collingwood at the MCG. They'll be without Kane Farrell with a groin injury, while Ollie Wines is being managed. Jack Lukosius is back in along with Josh Lai. Meantime, Fremantle's now on a 13-match winning streak after coming from behind to beat Geelong in Perth last night by 9 points. Dockers coach Justin Longmuir proud his boys fought back.
First half, we just didn't get bang for buck. They preyed on our mistakes, whether we coughed the ball up or turned the ball over in areas that didn't allow us to defend, which gave them some pretty easy looks back the other way. Clearly got our kicking boots on at half-time and would have kicked 7 straight in the third. I thought we'd ground out a really solid win.
At the FIFA World Cup, Switzerland and Bosnia are level at 0-0 midway through the second half. Czechia and South Africa have drawn 1-1 a little earlier. And the opening round of the golf major at the US Open is underway. Bryson DeChambeau, Wyndham Clark, Xander Schauffele and Aaron Rai are a few holes in. They're all currently 2 under. Rory McIlroy's 1 shot back in the clubhouse at 1 under. Aussie Minwoo Lee has just started his round and is currently even par. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Thanks, Tom. Now the 5AA forecast: showers and 15 today and tomorrow, partly cloudy and 15 for Sunday and Monday, 16 with a possible shower on Tuesday. Right now it's 15 degrees on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Stuff it, Barry. We're going to Liechtenstein.
With first month storage for just $1 at Storage King, Bev and Barry can finally go travel.
Hold on tight, Barry!
Stuff it. Live more. Visit Storage King today. Conditions apply.
You had a dream. Life happened. You parked it. Well, the dream is back. The Honda Prelude returns. Reimagined for right now. For everyone who never stopped dreaming. See the icon for yourself at Formula Honda Glen Osmond or Modbury. The Prelude is reborn with hybrid efficiency, intuitive tech and instant torque. Welcome back, Prelude. Visit Formula Honda at Glen Osmond Road, Glen Osmond or North East Road, Modbury and book a test drive today.
This is worth fighting for. And so is this. These everyday moments matter even more when you're battling disease or illness. Thanks to the Hospital Research Foundation Group's life-changing research to find cures and improve care, more South Australians can enjoy more everyday moments like this. When you donate or support our home lottery, you join the fight for what really matters. The everyday. The Hospital Research Foundation Group. Together, fight.
Huge tax time deals now at Harvey Norman half-yearly clearance. Up to 30% off Windows 11 computers. All the big brands, HP, Asus, Acer and Lenovo and more. Save $600 on Motorola Edge 60 Pro, now just $597. Save $50 on DJI Neo Drone, now $198. And save $350 on Lenovo Idea Tab Pro 12.7, now $447. More tax time deals in store and online. Harvey Norman half-yearly clearance on now.
Moving house and need a truck or planning your next family holiday, or maybe your car is out of action and you need a reliable replacement. Whatever you need to do or wherever you need to go, think Red Spot Car Rentals.
The team at Red Spot has you covered. Red Spot's been named Product Review's 2026 Car Hire Service of the Year, which is voted by you, the customers.
And that's because Red Spot proudly offers transparent pricing, genuine old-fashioned service and a new fleet of vehicles, including an impressive hybrid range.
You can rely on Red Spot. Book your next rental direct at redspot.com.au today or call 1300 66 88 10.
If you need a reason to head out no matter what the weather, here it is. The new beer garden at the Mosaic Hotel. Big screens, plenty of heaters, pizza, steak, good friends, and all your favourites on tap. Settle in for lunch, catch the sports action, or take advantage of the great weekly dinner specials. If you're up for a different kind of round, have a hit at X-Golf upstairs. It's all in the new beer garden at the Mosaic Hotel, Footy Park Precinct, West Lakes.
Knock down, build two with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
Live from Hindmarsh Square, it's FIVEAA Breakfast. David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
9 after 6, good morning to you. Welcome to Friday on FIVEAA Breakfast. It is the 19th of June. Coming up on the program this morning, we're off to the US. David Bashir, the wonderful SBS commentator, Adelaide's own David Bashir, is going to be joining us after 6:30 to preview the Socceroos clash against the USA, a hotly anticipated one in the wee hours of tomorrow morning. What are we, 22 hours away from that? We will talk with David Bashir about all that build-up very, very shortly. Timmy G is going to be on the program. We'll cross to the nation's capital. Big backflip and all the tax changes from the federal government. Michael Packy will explain what's changed and who benefits at 7:30 this morning. A really concerning development with regard to the potential release of James Vlasakis, one of the Snowtown murderers, who has had a bit of a win in court. And the concern for victims is this just adds to confusion around his status and whether he's going to be getting out. It's hard to interpret as anything other than to being one step closer given that development yesterday, but we'll explain that later in the morning. David Penberthy, good morning to you. It's hard to think about anything else other right now than Tony Modra, and our thoughts and our wishes are with him and his family.
Yeah, just a horrible, horrible situation, Will. Good morning to you. Good morning to our listeners. We had a bit of a chat last night with Paddy, our producer, and our boss, Craig, as the story came through about this, because, you know, it's important to stress that this is, there's nothing past tense about this. This is a guy who's in hospital. He's in a bad way. Don't believe anything you read on social media because it is wholly unreliable. People speculating. Our understanding is that he's got a massive fight ahead of him, but he is a massive fighter. And let's just, you know, all send him our absolute best, send him our strength, as people are on the text line and on our Facebook page. So many people just cheering this bloke on, as they always have, because, you know, if there's an appropriate thing to do with Tony Modra, it's cheer the guy.
It is.
Because we spent
Absolutely it is.
10 years doing that.
So for people that are just waking up to the news, the details of it came out from SAPOL late yesterday. There was an incident at 5:15 p.m. A truck had crashed into a tree on Range Road at Back Valley, 10 kilometres west of Victor Harbour, and they describe Tony Modra as a 57-year-old Waipinga man who was taken to hospital for treatment for serious injuries. That's the information we have to this point in time. Obviously, we'll bring you up to speed with any developments as they do come to hand. And on that front, we might head straight to Flinders Medical Centre because Hayden Nelson for 7 News is at the scene. Hayden, good morning to you.
Morning, Will. Morning, David.
So, Hayden, what is the latest there?
So it really, at this stage, is being condition unchanged for Tony Modra. He's still fighting for life here at the Flinders Medical Centre. As you say, after that crash about 5 p.m. yesterday in Back Valley, near his home in Waipinga in the FIVEAA Peninsula. He was flown to hospital here. He was obviously attended to by paramedics. I think in your news earlier they had the mayor of Victor Harbour speaking about the conditions were pretty rough last night. There was plenty of rain around on that road. Whether or not that contributed to this crash is certainly something police will be investigating. You don't want to speculate, but there is that image that has been released that shows a branch of a tree that looks like it has potentially pierced the window of the truck's cabin. So that is something that police will no doubt be looking into. Of course, those roads around Back Valley, around the FIVEAA Peninsula, there's not many people driving on them at any time of the day, really. They are truly country roads. We know after his footy career, he got into dairy and cattle farming. That's where he set up his home. So he's often not just driving his own cattle around, he was helping other dairy farmers in the area, driving their cows around as well. So it's incredibly lucky that perhaps someone has come across him on that road or come across that crash, because really there's not many people driving around many of these back roads during that time of the night. But from this stage, from Flinders Medical Centre, no condition update. I have reached out to SA Health, but certainly everyone hoping for the best for someone who's just one of the greatest to pull on a AFL jumper ever, guys.
Absolutely is. Hayden, everyone wishing him the best. Thank you. Hayden Nelson for 7 News at Flinders Medical Centre. We will get developments over the course of the morning. Hopefully they are positive developments. He was at I was speaking to Dad on the phone last night, and Mum and Dad have a great relationship with Tony and his wife Erica. They have for 30 years. Known him really well, and they caught up at the Legends dinner that the Crows had last Friday, and just hearing Hayden speak about Tony retiring to that dairy farm and doing that, they were talking about the fact he was saying he's just never been happier. It's what he's dreamed. It's what he always wanted to do. Yeah. Which is it's just a nice. He's always been that kind of reluctant superhero. He's
totally
the reluctant. I always think when I was growing up, Tony Modra, to me, and maybe this is because I was a teenager at the time, but I don't feel as though anyone's ever been as famous in South Australia, a South Australian as Tony Modra was in about 95, 94 through 96, 97-ish. Just, I don't feel like anyone's ever been that famous before.
Well, he was sort of rock star famous.
He was rock star famous, that's right. More famous than any footballer usually is.
Yeah.
And
like Eddie Betts was adored, but he wasn't the Peter Shearer guy. He wasn't the guy who, if you walk past a nightclub, there'd be 2,000 women swooning.
That's
like
right.
He had the rock star looks.
And yet,
the easy manner.
None about him as a person. There's nothing rock star or wanting to be a rock star about him.
No.
He's one of the warmest, shy sort of farm guy you could ever meet in your entire life. Yeah. He's just the world's loveliest bloke. But he got cast as Mick Jagger in the world.
Yeah, totally. It's crazy. Which is the last thing he wanted.
Yeah.
And it was something that he never traded on it. He never pumped up his own tyres. He never believed it. I think that's one of the reasons why he went to FIVEAA in the end. He just thought, bloody hell, these people are mad. I've got to get away from them for a while.
Yeah, that's right.
But he really does like the quiet life, and obviously born down south in McLaren Vale, but then moved to the Riverland with his folks. They were in the caravan park there, I think, in Loxton or one of the towns. But just the most unassuming bloke. And I've had the pleasure of meeting him a few times. I remember years ago, went to the Greyhounds with him and Scott Hodges. And one of my mates, Darian, who's a mad player / coach for the Adelaide Uni Blacks, was so excited that they were both there together. And we were looking last night. There's a photo of them, all three of them together, just standing trackside at the dish lickers there at Angle Park. And I think there's people are texting through, like Andrew saying, I used to go and watch Godra play in the 90s as a Crows member. The joy he brought fans, being the best mark and goal kicker going around. More recently, I'd hire stand-up paddleboards from him and on board on the Glenorg Marina. He was such a friendly guy and always up for a chat. Praying he pulls through and has a speedy recovery. Aren't we all, Andrew?
Keep your messages of support coming through. We're happy to read them out.
Yeah,
we're all behind him at the moment. Like Mark in Barry Hill saying, champion player and bloke. Come on, mods. All the best for Tony Modra, indeed. Mark, 0480 08 1395. You can call in as well and share your thoughts on 8223 0000.
A full bottle of LPG? That's useful. 2 bottles? Even more useful. Your first 2 bottles of LPG for $79 each with delivery from Origin? That's all kinds of useful. Sign up by 30 September, only in selected areas. Equipment fee and T's and C's apply.
Not every conversation stays with you. This one will. Join Stephen Bartlett as he asks the questions and nothing is left unsaid. Search The Diary of a CEO wherever you get your podcasts.
Outdoor living is part of the Australian way of life. A quiet coffee in the morning or a backyard barbecue with friends on the weekend. Alpha Industries helps create those spaces to relax and entertain with fully welded verandas, carports, sheds and studios designed to suit your home. From modern curved styles to classic heritage gables, everything is custom built using genuine Australian blue scope steel for strength and durability. Explore the range and ask for a quote today at alphaindustries.com.au.
1-800-Medicare, you're speaking with a registered nurse. How can I help?
Hi, my daughter's got a fever that's not going down. I'm not sure what to do.
My GP's not available on weekends, so I don't know who to call.
The internet says it could be a few different things.
Ask 1-800-Medicare for free, non-emergency health advice, 24/7 from registered nurses, connecting you to the right care for your health concern. Call 1-800-633-422. Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
As a South Aussie-based not-for-profit health insurer, Health Partners isn't just your health partner. We're your tooth-checking partner, hammy-stretching partner, chart-squinting partner. We're your bone-mending, script-filling, arch-lifting, giving, salad-suggesting, generous limit-giving, member-supporting, SA-loving partner. So for great value health cover, there's no better partner in health than Health Partners. Health insurance made human.
If you're a landlord, you've probably done a drive-by or two, just to make sure your tenants are looking after the place. Because there's nothing worse than driving past your investment and seeing a dead lawn. It's heartbreaking. It also means it's time to get in touch with McGain Property Management, the kind of property managers that ensure your home is looked after, inside and out. So, call Kylie and the team at McGain Property Management for a chat today.
All summer, your pool's been working overtime, like a teenager non-stop snacking. Now, it's time to put it to sleep. Your pool, that is. Head to the Pool Supermarket at O'Halloran Hill, Adelaide's mega pool store, and pick up a Winterizer liquid pack. It's the best way to put your pool to sleep for winter. And right now, mention you're a 5AA listener and you'll pay just $50, normally $111. Pool Supermarket, South Road, O'Halloran Hill. poolsupermarket.com.au.
How far would you go for your dream kitchen? And how far would you go to not deal with organising all the trades? How about 15 minutes up the freeway to Balhanna Kitchens by Design? 2, the largest showroom in the Adelaide Hills. Custom build your dream with our award-winning designers. Plus, we can manage the installation and all sub-trades at a fixed price. Balhanna Kitchens by Design. It's not too far to go to make your dream a reality. balhannakitchens.com.au.
At Drummond Golf, the passion for the game doesn't stop at the counter. Introducing the Drummond Club, Australia's biggest membership for every type of golfer. For a one-time fee of just $39.95, you'll unlock lifetime benefits including store-wide discounts, monthly specials and loyalty vouchers on the biggest brands. There's also exclusive deals at selected golf courses and driving ranges across Australia. Lift your game with the Drummond Club at Drummond Golf, Australia's biggest golf retailer.
FIVEAA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to FIVEAA on Facebook or YouTube. Knock down, build two with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings. 5AA Breakfast.
21 minutes after 6, 13.4 degrees outside at the moment. Showers today, 2 to 8 millimetres forecast, a maximum of 15. So it's pretty much what it is now is how it's going to be, not just this today, but indeed over the weekend, because we don't have a day with a forecast maximum above 15 until Tuesday of next week. And some of the forecast overnight lows are cool. 6 degrees into Sunday, 6 degrees into Monday. It warms up to 16, David. So pack the shorts for Tuesday. 15 on Wednesday, and then 14 the top on Thursday of next week. So next week, when we get to the 20s of June, shortest day of the year, they're coming this weekend. So the days get longer as of next week, but the days and nights are much cooler than they have been as well. Let's talk about sport. Tom Wren's in the 5AA Breakfast studio with us. Huge price drop on the new Mitsubishi ASX from $34,990 drive away. Agostina Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Moosa Lakes. Morning to you, Rennie.
Morning, Will. Morning, David. Look, I know you touched on it at the top of the show, but just to echo your sentiments, all of us are just pulling for mods right now.
Yeah.
We all know him a little bit personally, and he's just one of the all-timers. He's such a great guy, down to earth. And he was a force. He still is a force, but, just in terms of his presence and what he means to this town, I can't think of a player that's had a greater impact. I don't think there has been.
Never.
He's just an amazing person, great family man. So,
well, you've just seen him around heaps of events, Tom. He's just the most genial guy, isn't he?
I remember
because there's some people who sort of they sort of feel like they're either pumping themselves up, or they find the whole thing of being in the public eye kind of irritating.
Yes.
Mods is the perfect sweet spot bloke in the middle who doesn't really care about it.
Yeah.
Probably finds it kind of ridiculous.
Yes.
And has always got time for everybody.
Oh, he was amazing. I remember we were at a gather-round function last year, and it was about 1:30. It finished at about 4, and then I was going to the footy at Adelaide Oval that night. And he goes, "What are you doing now?" And I said, "I'm just going home, and then I'll go to the footy." He goes, "No, you're not." And we had about 8 espresso martinis, and then we went to the footy. And I could not keep up with Mods. He was great fellow.
I imagine have a good time. He's a great bloke.
He's just a ripper. So we're with you, Mods. Come on, mate. We want the best. So
that's the exact tenor of all the messages that we are getting. Sharon in Parafield Garden says it was the best hearing legend Tony Modra receive 1, 2, 3 straight votes yesterday morning in the World Cup of SA. Shocking last night to hear the unbelievable news of the accident and the subsequent reports of him fighting for his life. I'm sure Tony will be touched to hear South Australia cheering him to a full recovery. Very best wishes, Tony. We love you, Sharon.
That's a great message, Sharon. And look, you boys and Jess in the newsroom will do everything we can to update you when we can.
Absolutely.
And we'll do that throughout the morning and throughout the day. So stay tuned. In the meantime, we'll try and move on as best we possibly can. Amazing game last night. Fremantle are the real McCoy, aren't they? They are genuine, and boy, they're good to watch.
Are they, beyond being a contender, are they the favourite for the premiership right now?
I think so. I think the only query is the fact they haven't done it. The club's never done it. We all know there's that expectation. But their handball game, their run and gun. I mean,
Tracy bloke,
he's good.
Yeah, what about that handball he did in the third quarter? What about 25 metres?
Yeah, no, they're seriously good. Their midfield's great. Josh Tracy's elite. Jai Amos has taken that next step. Alex Pearce down back. I think their X-Factor player will. And unfortunately, his body's made a bit of glass. Is Hayden Young. If he can stay fit,
a star.
If he can stay fit, there's
the way he kicks it.
Yep.
Yeah,
he's that line breaker.
Totally.
And then Brayshaw, Sarong, you know what you're getting there. They'll just get you 25, 30 every game.
For people that are hearing this and didn't see the game last night, looking at the score and go, well, hang on, they blew Geelong out of the park. Yeah. They should have, though, shouldn't they? Their kicking was just appalling.
They were 3-10 early.
Yeah.
They should have been 10-3.
Yeah.
And the Cats, to their credit, were really good and made the most of their chances. But you're right, Will. Cats were 5 goals up, but it felt like it should have been the other way.
Oh, totally.
And often those games, you then go, it sucks the air out of you, but the Dogs, to their credit, kept coming. They're good. Crows and Port, teams are out. Looking forward to those games tomorrow. Rankin, Keane, Walker back. They almost didn't have to make a tough decision. Well, they did they? Because Josh Worrell was crook. So Keane comes back. So I think that's good that Ken's there, but Worrell they'll want back there as well. So there is a tough call coming, but they're getting to full strength. Really important they win that game again tomorrow. I keep saying it, but just knock off these sides around you, and then, with Geelong losing, top four's there now. Port, I'm really intrigued. Lai comes in, Lukosius, Wine's being managed, and also Kane Farrell out injured, unfortunately. And Soccer World Cup, I don't know whether to sort of half barrack for England, but they're always so intriguing to watch. 4-2 win.
Oh, they were good, though. They were good yesterday.
They were good to watch, so great game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good on you,
boys.
Cheers, Tom. 27 after 6. We mentioned what a cool night it has been, 13.4 degrees. Thoughts with those doing the CEO sleepover overnight, raising... These people don't just raise a couple of grand to fight homelessness. They raise hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's a remarkable a charity event that has now become a fixture in the calendar. Joe Tonkin is the managing director of the Governor Hindmarsh and has been sleeping at the zoo, or is sleeping overstating it, Joe? Did you get any sleep at all?
I got about an hour or two, so it's
Joe.
pretty good.
Don't tell me you've got 4 bands to manage tonight at the venue.
No, I'm very lucky. I've got a great team at the Gov, so I don't have to be there tonight.
So were you guys, was everyone in the, I saw some shots on 7 last night. Was everyone in the rotunda sleeping?
I know there were still quite a few people out on the lawn, very brave of them, in the rain overnight. I was a bit of a softie. I went in the rotunda.
Fair enough.
It was pretty windy, though, Joe, from the look of it.
It was windy. My sleeping bag still got wet and the ground's very hard, and you have to listen to the counterbalance of everyone snoring together.
Yeah. Crikey. Could you hear animals making animal sounds overnight too?
Not so much last night. Last year we were woken by the tiger and then the pelicans. We slept too close to the pelicans last year, and they were sort of trying to grab our sleeping bags over the fence and coming over and doing standover tactics at us throughout the night.
Nothing worse than being
last night it was pretty quiet. I think it's the wind.
Yeah. And how many times have you done it now?
This is my 6th time, so yeah, I'm a veteran at sleeping out, so to speak.
Oh, good on you for doing it, Joe. And
thank you.
Big fan of the Governor Hindmarsh too. I've spent a large portion of my nocturnal life there. Will and I went there together a couple of years ago and saw the Sleaford Mods. That's how cool we are.
We did. Thank you for that, Joe. Joe Tonkin, Governor Hindmarsh, Managing Director at the CEO Sleep Out overnight. 29 minutes after 6, 8223 I just had a flashback hearing Joe talk about, you asked about the animals. Do you remember that? One of the most frightening moments of my entire life at the Adelaide Zoo when you and I did an OB there. So we'd arrived at some ungodly hour, 5:15 in the morning, and I went to the men's bathroom. And I'm not as much of a zoo regular as you are, and I didn't know. Well, I just went into the bathroom without going into graphic detail. It's pitch black, and I hear this, "Hello, mate." Scared the absolute. I'm thinking, my God, who the hell's in here? And it's that bird that speaks.
Yeah, because there's the parrots all next to it.
Pitch black. Hello, mate. I thought, it's funny. I wasn't planning on making any friends at the urinal.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Some kind of beat.
Excellent work by everyone involved in the CEO Sleep Out. 8223 is our number. Lots of lovely messages coming through for Tony Modra. We're going to continue to read those out, and we're crossing to the US to chat with David Bashir with all the build-up to the Socceroos US clash that's about 22 hours away.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Showers and 15 today with the 6:30 news. Good morning, I'm Jess Adamson.
Bring your event to life in a venue where it all comes together. Search Adelaide Convention Centre.
Crows great Tony Modra remains in a critical condition in hospital after an accident near Victor Harbour. The 57-year-old was driving a cattle truck on Range Road at Victor Harbour just after 5. When it's understood a tree branch fell onto the vehicle, crashing through the windscreen. Modra was airlifted to the Flinders Medical Centre. Seven's Hayden Nelson has told David and Will he's a well-known and loved local on the Fleurieu Peninsula.
We know after his footy career, he got into dairy and cattle farming. That's where he set up his home. So he's often not just driving his own cattle around, he was helping other dairy farmers in the area, driving their cows around as well.
South Australia's secured another major event, winning the rights to host an annual round of the Global Superbike World Championship on a multi-year deal. The event will be held at the Bend from 2028. Premier Peter Malinauskas says the news further strengthens our position as Australia's motorsport capital and will deliver significant economic and tourism benefits. Sky City Adelaide will be fined $21 million under an in-principle agreement reached with South Australia's Liquor and Gambling Commissioner. The casino will need to implement compliance measures to support regulation, ensuring it remains suitable to hold a licence. It's the final stage of disciplinary proceedings after an independent review was completed last year. There's been a crocodile attack in London. UK correspondent Gavin Gray has the details.
A man has been arrested on suspicion of attempted murder after a 3-year-old boy was left with critical injuries after ending up in a zoo's crocodile enclosure. Police were called to the attraction near Huntingdon, north of London, and the boy was taken to hospital with serious injuries and is in critical condition. Police say a 30-year-old man has been arrested on suspicion of attempted murder, and officers have added that they do not believe the man and child were known to each other. Police are investigating whether the child was attacked by the crocodiles or was injured first. Eyewitnesses are also being sought to determine how the youngster got into the enclosure.
Teachers are raising concerns over plans to roll out AI-powered career coaches at some Australian schools. Educators say they fear their own targeted individualised guidance will be replaced by the technology. But the company behind the AI bots maintains they will be useful for schools without a dedicated careers teacher. A keen-eyed researcher is celebrating a chance find during a solo night survey in the Daintree rainforest. Photos confirming the discovery of a micro-whip scorpion, the first found in eastern Australia since 1945. Entomologist Matthew Connors says little is known about the creatures.
Related to spiders, they're related to true scorpions, but they're very small both in the number of species and in their actual size. So the one that I found was less than 1 millimetre long, and that's about average size for these guys. And there's fewer than 150 species overall in the whole world that have been named.
The US Vice President JD Vance says the agreement between America and Iran is already bearing fruit, with 12.5 million barrels of oil moving through the Strait of Hormuz since it was signed. The Trump administration, though, is facing accusations that it's made too many concessions to Tehran. The BBC's Tom Bateman reports from Washington.
We've had a few more Republicans coming out now being prepared to publicly criticise this. It is overwhelmingly the case that Democrats see this as a surrender deal by the Americans. They believe that it shows the war was a waste of American lives and the lives of Iranian civilians, and also of a huge amount, of course, of American money and weaponry.
Turning to 5AA Sport.
Huge price drop on new Mitsubishi ASX from $34,990 drive away. Agostino, Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes.
Here's Tom Wren.
Thank you, Jess. Fremantle has underlined its premiership credentials following a stunning come-from-behind win against Geelong in Perth last night. The Dockers were almost 5 goals down in the second quarter but fought back to win by 9 points. Meantime, the Crows and Port will have light runs today ahead of their matches tomorrow. Adelaide brings in Taylor Walker, Isaac Rankin and Mark Keaton for the match against Melbourne at home, while the Power have brought in Josh Lai and Jack Lukosius. That's to face Collingwood at the MCG tomorrow night. Well, at the Soccer World Cup now, and Switzerland's on the verge of a big win against Bosnia, thanks to a trio of second-half goals.
Vargas! Almost certainly game over.
Audio there thanks to SBS. It is currently 3-0 with only a few minutes remaining. Well, Rinky Hijikata scored a big win at the Queen's Club tennis tournament. Craig Gabriel's in London.
From the 20 matches he's played against top 20 players, Hijikata has scored his second win, and in doing so has upset the second seed Yuri Lehechka 4-6, 7-5, 7-6. The victory sends Hijikata into the quarters at Queen's for the second time, and he joins Alex de Minaur in the last 8. This is the first time meeting between Hijikata and Lehechka in the pros, but the Czech had won all 4 of their matches in juniors. At the women's in Berlin, Filipino wildcard Alexandra Ayala has stunned Australian Open winner Elena Rybakina 7-5, 6-4 to reach the quarters.
And there's a host of players at 2 under in the opening round of the US Open in New York. Min Woo Lee is currently the best of the Aussies. He's 2 shots back at even par. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Thanks, Tom. Now the 5AA forecast. Showers and 15 today and tomorrow. Partly cloudy and 15 for Sunday and Monday. 16 with a possible shower on Tuesday. Right now it's 15 degrees on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
You can rent a little, you can rent
Whatever you're doing, wherever you're going, you can rely on Red Spot to get you there. We're the all-Aussie family-owned car rental company in airport terminals and cities across Australia, with a new fleet and plenty of hybrid options too. Experience the exceptional service that earned us Product Review's 2026 Car Hire Service of the Year. Book direct and save now at redspot.com.au today, or call 1300 66 8810.
Red Spot.
When you order Coles Click and Collect, you can stay cosy for longer this winter because we'll collect all your groceries and bring them to your boot. Shop Coles Click and Collect online or in the app. Min spend $50 excludes Rapid Click and Collect. Direct to boot available in select stores only. T's and C's apply.
While the rain is welcome, the weeds are not. Nature Foundation's Witchinella Nature Reserve in South Australia's far north is facing the worst bufflegrass outbreak on record this year.
This stuff's horrible. Bufflegrass is an introduced weed that chokes native plants. It cuts down on the habitat for local native species, and when summer returns, it becomes a serious fire risk.
Nature Foundation has managed buffle at Witchinella for the past 12 years, but recent rains have created an urgent need to step up control work across the reserve right now.
Your tax-deductible donation will help fund essential equipment, crews, fuel, PPE and immediate on-ground action to stop the spread and reduce the long-term risk.
This tax time, donations of all sizes can make a practical difference. Help keep the buffle at bay. Learn more and donate at naturefoundation.org.au/VWA26.
Now at Harvey Norman half-yearly clearance, save $300 on Electrolux 12-kilo Ultimate Care Washer, now just $988. Save over $1,500 on Hisense 100-inch high QLED TV, now $3,491. Save $600 on Motorola Edge 60 Pro, now $597. And save up to 30% on Windows 11 computers. Hot deal on Sealy Posturepedic Ashbury Firm Queen mattress, only $1,399. And Keanu 5-piece fabric modular sofa, amazing value, $1,997. Harvey Norman clearance on now.
This is very serious. The Blackout End of Financial Year sale is live at Edwardstown Mazda with huge in-showroom only deals and serious savings across all new and demo vehicles. Save up to drive away with no ads, no clues, just serious end of financial year value. In-store only. Are you serious about end of financial year? Prove it. Show up. The Blackout sale, only at Edwardstown Mazda and only in-store. Must end June 30.
Knock down, build two with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings. 5AA Breakfast.
Here's Nestory. Great first touch. Nestory Ragunda! Oh, my word! It's a Nestory moment in Vancouver!
Oh, that feeling's the hairs on the back of your neck standing up, and we are less than 24 hours away from hopefully a repeat performance from the Socceroos and what will be, no doubt, a wonderful performance from our next guest, the voice of Australian football, as heard on SBS, the wonderful David Bashir, who we're claiming, David, of course, is Adelaide Zone and 5AA Zone. David, thanks for joining us from Seattle.
Oh, no problems. I did work at 5AA way back in the day.
No, we're
and
aware.
I'm from and proudly South Australian as well. So it's a daily double.
No, we're thrilled to have you, David. Now, look, before we cast our minds forward to tomorrow's game, can we just bask in the glory of last weekend's match? What a game. What was it like to call it? You did such a great job, but how did you feel when Irukunda put that goal through?
Yeah, it was funny because it happened so quickly. You know, Luke Wilkshire was talking about a previous attempt on the Australian goal by Turkey. So it just transitioned so quick. But I then saw the run that Irukunda made, and he's done it so often in the A-League and his time at Watford as well. And I thought, here we go, something's brewing here. So it was just one of those moments where you chip in, you hope it works out. It did, and you know the most important thing was to see the joy on the two Adelaide boys' faces. You know, he pushed Mohamed Toure away as if to say, this is my moment. They're great mates. And it was just a wonderful moment for, you know, contemporary Australia, I suppose, because they've, you know, had such incredible journeys as refugees, and we all know their stories. So from that point of view, just to see the emotion overflow was magnificent.
The build-up here, David, has been disparaging comments from the US media on repeat, dismissing the chances of the Socceroos. Did anything change after the Turkey clash from the US perspective, do you think? And what's the feeling like now as we're just hours away from this clash?
It's interesting because Mike Greller, who's the chief, shock jock over here, and that's all it is, really. It's sort of clickbait shock jock tactics to get eyeballs on their networks because it's pretty competitive and it's a big deal in the United States. He's doubled down, actually, and said that he stands by his comments and so forth. And basically the Socceroos players are saying they couldn't give a toss about the comments. They're going to do their talking on the pitch and so forth and so on. But there's been other voices like Tony Meola, who was the goalkeeper of the US back in '94. He's saying he believes Australia will be the hardest opponent for the United States in the group stage. Some of the US players, Tyler Adams, has said exactly the same. He feels that Australia will be difficult. So there's no doubt it'll be a tight contest. And whether Australia can repeat the intensity of match one, that's the big question, because everything sort of went right defensively for them and they took their opportunities at the other end really well. So let's just see how it plays out. I think it's going to be good theatre.
I saw some people have been using the term the Popadome to describe the defensive setup that Tony Popovich has employed, David. We look completely impenetrable, obviously, with backed up by Beach making some remarkable saves. But do you think, as an expert watcher of soccer, do you think we are a particularly hard team to score against?
Absolutely. And I think people say, well, why don't we push more attacking buttons more often in matches? Good question. But we're playing teams that are worth sometimes 10 times our player value in the Australian team. So, Tony Popovich is a pragmatist, and what he's done, he's set up, like you say, an impenetrable defence, a structure that suffocates space, and then he's got a couple of outlets in Nestor Irankunda and Mohamed Toure that can give you attacking options going the other way. And that's why the Socceroos are so dangerous, because if opponents commit too many numbers forward and things don't work out, there's going to be those outlets there. And they've got younger players that are prepared to take risks and express themselves. So that's why it's such a fascinating encounter with the United States, because they're a proud team. They've got a lot of ego about the way they play. So I don't think they're going to want to sit back and wait for us. I think they're going to be coming at us. So that's what makes this match so intriguing.
David, we've spent a lot of the week being very parochial here in South Australia, celebrating the contribution of Nestor Irankunda and Mo Toure and some of these other guys that have come through Adelaide. You too, obviously, proudly from South Australia, as we said it right at the start. And there was a really nice moment between you and another Adelaide guy in the squad, Awa Mabil, at a press conference earlier in the week. I don't want to embarrass you, David, but I want to play this for our listeners so they can have a bit of a listen to this exchange between you and Awa Mabil.
That pressure of having done it before in some ways. Sorry, David, right, from SBS. I grew up watching you, so I'm a little. Well, I grew up watching you. I grew up. That's true, right? I grew up watching SBS. Firstly, thank you for giving us. You gave me good memories as a kid. I forgot your question, please.
I don't want to age you, David, but that must be a special moment. You've got a young fella that's plied his trade, grown up in Adelaide playing the game, and he hears your voice. And are you David from SBS? What a remarkable moment.
I was actually flummoxed by it, to be honest. It was. I've known Awa for a while, but I haven't seen him because he plays in Spain, obviously, for a long time. And, it was just a really nice moment because you got to feel that a lot of communities didn't have the money to have cable TV or pay-per-view. And so that was their connection with the sport they loved. And, in a small way, not just me, but all the other, passionate football people at SBS have played a part in that journey. It was just a really nice moment. And obviously with a lot, I don't want to politicise it too much, but I will say this. I think with all the junk talk going on at the moment in politics about dividing Australia on basis of selective immigration and the judgment of, I think it was a really nice moment to remind everybody that guess what? Everybody's Australian if they come to the country. And these guys are contributing in a way that their migrant communities and their communities really appreciate and aspire to. So that should be celebrated. And I think he reflected that moment really well.
He did. And thrown in the mix too, pretty bad week to be calling publicly for the defunding of SBS 24 hours before we might beat the Yanks on their home soil.
What do you reckon? Do you reckon AWA's actually saved SBS?
Yeah.
Single-handedly or what?
I think him and the rest of the Socceroos, and you too, David. I tell you what, let's finish this where it started. You started out here on 5AA. Our dream for the next 24 hours is that come Monday morning, yours is the first voice heard on 5AA Breakfast, because it will mean it's you calling us, and it's another extraordinary moment for the Socceroos. So we'll hope that happens and wish you all the best for the call tomorrow morning, David.
Really appreciate it, and let's hope that's the case. I hope it really is.
Thank you, David. Good luck. It's going to be great. Thank you.
Good on you. Appreciate it. All the best.
All right, 14 minutes to 7. Let's talk about the weather back here in Adelaide today and over the course of the weekend. Michael Conway at the Weather Bureau joins us. Michael, good morning to you. A cool night overnight, but it looks like we're going to have to get used to them.
Yeah, the temperatures are dropping down, especially later into the weekends. We're looking at 6 degrees for Sunday and Monday for that matter. We got down to 12 degrees overnight, and we got southwesterlies, fairly fresh southwesterlies today, bringing showers through the area for the whole day into the evening. Tomorrow, the winds will become more southerly during the day, and likely for the footy around the middle of the day, it'll likely be mostly fine. There's just a very slight chance of a light shower. The showers are more likely about the hills and southern suburbs tomorrow.
Good stuff, Michael. Thanks for that. Michael Conway there from the Weather Bureau.
All right, let's head to SAPOL. Senior Constable Matt Brown at SAPOL. Matt, it's the news story that's been dominating our discussion this morning. Our thoughts are with Tony Modra. We're getting so many texts through it every moment, but it dates back to a crash that took place at Back Valley last night. Good morning.
Good morning to you guys. That's right. About 5:15 p.m. yesterday, police and emergency services were called to Range Road at Back Valley, about 10 k's west of Victor Harbour, after reports that a truck had crashed into a tree. Now, the driver and sole occupant of the truck, a 57-year-old Waipinga man, was taken to hospital for treatment of serious injuries. Traffic restrictions were in place for several hours. However, the road has since fully reopened. So anyone who may have witnessed the crash or has dash cam footage is asked to contact Crime Stoppers on 1800 333 000.
Yeah, everyone's absolutely rallying behind the man who was in that car, obviously, Tony Modra. Matt, also, there was a car fire at Mount Barker overnight.
That's right, Dave. About 11:15 p.m. last night, police and fire crews were called to the area after reports of 2 cars on fire. Pardon me. Fire crews worked to extinguish the fires not before a Mazda SUV and Toyota sedan were destroyed. Now, police believe the fires were deliberately lit. Anyone who may have witnessed the incident or has CCTV footage of it, of suspicious activity in the Mount Barker area, please contact Crime Stoppers on 1800 333 000.
And you guys have had anything but a routine traffic stop, Matt?
That's right. Sometimes some of these traffic stops uncover a bit more than we bargained for. But just after 3:30 a.m. today, police stopped a black BMW sedan in Hatswell Street in Hackney. And police searched the vehicle and located a machete, a knife, methamphetamine, and various drug paraphernalia, including pipes, scales, and small plastic deal bags. Now, the driver, a 36-year-old Modbury man, was charged with numerous offences, including trafficking and controlled drug, possessing prohibited weapon, and driving while disqualified. So his car was impounded for that reason, and he has been refused bail and will appear in the Adelaide Magistrates Court later today. So some good work by patrols in the Eastern District. I did just have a quick traffic update for you guys as well, if we have time.
Yep, sure.
A crash on Oaklands Road at Parkholme happened about half an hour ago. Car V tree has also brought down a couple of power lines as well. Everyone's okay there, but traffic in both directions on Oaklands Road, east and westbound, is being diverted away from the area. So avoid it if you can this morning.
Thank you for that, Matt. Senior Constable Matt Brown from SAPOL. There's a bit happening out there on the roads. I've just got a traffic note here through from a listener who's saying it was Glenn who said there's been a 2-car crash, intersection of Payneham and Portrush Road. No emergency service on the scene currently, but take care in the area. This is obviously all weather-related. So, yeah, just look after yourselves, folks.
Absolute mountain of texts. Everyone's rallying behind Mods on the text line. Charles says Mods and his exploits on the field helped get SA through the terrible times after the State Bank disaster. He and the Crows, the Sixers, the Lightning, they gave us all a lift which nothing else could. It's very similar to the Don and Farlap during the Great Depression. my family's thoughts are with Mods and his family. It's a very informed and accurate account, Charlie, because it's very true, and it's something that Malcolm
That really
Blight said
captures the moment.
after the 97 premiership win, which is only sort of 5 years after the state had almost gone under. $3 billion doesn't sound like much today, but it was a hell of a lot of money at the time, the money that was lost through the state bank. And yeah, certainly the Crows, you think about that side, how close they got, the heartbreak of that final against Essendon.
The prelim, yeah.
Yeah, but, they're a great, great team for a very long time, and obviously Tony Modra was a huge part of that, and everyone is cheering him on to make a recovery.
A great text among many great texts this morning. All right, let's check traffic. Thanks to Royal Apartments Kent Town, the display suite is open Thursday to Sunday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Visit royalapartments.com.au.
Thanks, Will, and morning, David. Got a few passing showers. Take it easy on wet roads, particularly through the hills this morning. Park Home, Currituba Tree, Oaklands Road near the Swimming Centre. Leeward Gardens a breakdown. The Freeway of the tunnel is seeing delays outbound. Slow at the moment for works at Ashford, Anzac, Hohenegg Grove Avenue. Those works are in the Middle Island. And got a camera this morning, Eastern Parade at Gilman. Get an additional $2,000 cash back on top of existing EOFY offers across select Nissan variants. On now till Saturday, search Nissan offers, T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The energy today, the amount of people who got up before dawn, walking 1 mile in the shoes of someone that has nothing.
Step up to end homelessness. Walk a mile in my boots. Register or donate today.
Your NBN connection. Visit nbn.com.au/check your setup. That's nbn.com.au/check your setup.
The usual sales are on, but your furniture should feel anything but usual. And the discounts, are they really as big as they say? It's time to visit Adelaide's best kept secret, Nordic Design Furniture in Stepney. The first thing that hits you is the smell of solid timber and real leather. Dining, lounge, bedrooms, cabinets, all handmade right here in SA. Come and see just how different the Nordic Design showroom is, or visit their amazing website. Open 7 days, McGill Road, Stepney. Yes, it's a Nordic.
Mannix are Adelaide's home air conditioning specialists. And now, with our 5 warehouse sales outlets around Adelaide, it's easy to drop in and get Adelaide's best prices on roomies, splits, ducted systems, portables, spare parts and more. Be assured, Mannix have all the big brands with prices that beat the major retailers every time. You can save hundreds. Celebrating 60 years, nobody beats Mannix. See for yourself and get a free quote today.
Fred Hollow's vision was to end avoidable blindness. Your donation can help restore someone's sight. Donate at hollows.org. Help continue Fred's vision.
Toop and Toop have nailed it again. They've just been named Australia's #1 large residential agency of the year at the Real Estate Institute of Australia National Awards.
But it's also a great win for their entire team and a reflection of more than 40 years spent helping their clients navigate some of life's biggest property decisions. And they do it with trusted advice, strategic expertise and exceptional results.
Bronte wanted us to say that as a family-owned independent agency, he's incredibly grateful to their clients and community for placing their trust in Toop and Toop since 1985.
Experience the very best of over 50s living at Northern Community Residential Village in Penfield. Set in a serene and peaceful setting, Northern Community Residential Village offers a low-maintenance lifestyle amongst a welcoming community of like-minded people. 2- and 3-bedroom homes are now selling from just $500,000. Book a tour today and picture how bright your future could be. Visit ncrv.com.au for more information.
Knock down, build 2 with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings. 5AA Breakfast.
5 minutes to 7. If you're just waking up, we will have more on Tony Modra's condition after 7 o'clock this morning. Hayden Nelson for 7 Sunrise program has been at Flinders Medical Centre, so we'll cross back to him and get you across all the key details. But no, the 5AA Breakfast audience in all of Adelaide and South Australia are wishing him the best. And if you'd like to send a message through, we'll happily read it out because there have been some lovely messages of support.
We've got to say, too, that this support transcends club allegiance too. We're getting a lot of lovely messages from Port supporters as well, like Scott and Hillbank He says, as a Port supporter, I always admired Mods. We'd go to the Lakes Hotel on a Thursday night and Mods would be there after training with vodka and oranges lined up on the bar for him. He's such a great guy, and I hope that he pulls through, as indeed do all of us. Thank you for that, Scott.
We had a bit of we didn't get the rain we expected in the city so much that was forecast, but they certainly did in some parts of South Australia, like FIVEAA, which we've been sent a picture and it looks like it's just about cut off. The roads aren't just muddy, they've become swampy. Bill Brock is the chairperson of the FIVEAA Restoration Group and joins us on 5AA Breakfast now. Bill, good morning to you.
Good morning to you too.
So what's the state of play? Have you got a moat there in FIVEAA now?
No, I think it was it wasn't AI, the photo, but not quite. There's puddle out in front of Patterson's house, which lasts a while, but people were able to get in and out yesterday on what we call the high road. So even though the indicates the road was closed, there is another track that people can get in and out. Just need to be a bit careful. Bakery is operating the day as normal, so hopefully people are coming in. They were walking in yesterday from up on the highway, which is about 1 kilometre, to get bread, goodies and coffee, I guess. So,
yeah. So, Bill, you guys are FIVEAA, pretty much halfway between Maree and Lee Creek, about 6 hours north of Adelaide. What else is in FIVEAA apart from the bakery?
Oh, there's all the old buildings, and also we're working on what we call the rail precinct, bringing that back to life a bit. The old stone buildings had the roof taken off years ago, and, of course, the weather and probably the public helped them fall down a bit, but we're stabilising all of them, taking mortar out of the walls and repacking it in, remortaring the walls so that they can last, I don't know, about another 100 years, but that's how old some of them are, or more, actually more than that, probably 130, 40 years old.
So are there many people who live in FIVEAA? Is it an actual town? Like, it doesn't have a pub or anything, does it?
Oh, no. Well, it had 2 pubs in it, but the only people that permanently live there are the station owners.
Yeah, right.
Kevin and Ann Dawes. But at this time of the year, I think there was something like 100 campsites in the public campground the long weekend. So it gets pretty busy. And we have around 50 volunteers a week that camp there and run the bakery, do the stonework.
Oh, brilliant.
We also maintain the cemetery, which is quite a few people buried there over the years. So it was the head of the railway line in 1882 when it came from Hawker, or Port Augusta Hawker, through FIVEAA was head of the rail for a couple of years until it moved on to what was then Herget Springs, but now Maree, and was a point where a lot of produce was delivered out to stations by camel trains and then wool brought back and trucked out. Evidently, there was something like 60,000 head of cattle trucked out of there over the years of Kidman stations, so was a very busy rail precinct in this day.
Yeah, well, certainly a lot of those towns that were part of the rail network all sort of, as the rail services dried up, went the same way too. Good on you, Bill. Fascinating tales we were telling. Bill Brock from the FIVEAA Restoration Group.
It's coming up to 7 o'clock. Remember, you can watch along at any time on the Facebook and YouTube live stream. Step up to end homelessness. Walk a mile in my boots. Register or donate today. walkamile.org.au.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube.
The very latest news and information. This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Showers and 15 today with the 7 o'clock news. Good morning, I'm Jess Adamson.
Bring your event to life in a venue where it all comes together. Search Adelaide Convention Centre.
Crows legend Tony Modra is fighting for life in hospital after a freak accident near Victor Harbour. The 57-year-old was driving a cattle truck on Range Road at Back Valley just after 5 last night when it appears a tree branch pierced the front windscreen of the vehicle. The AFL great was airlifted to the Flinders Medical Centre in a critical condition. Victor Harbour Mayor Moira Jenkins says conditions were particularly wild on the Flurio.
Windy, rainy, horrible night. So thank you very much to all of the emergency services and volunteers that assisted him. And I hope that he has a very quick recovery.
Premier Peter Malinauskas has released a statement saying Mods is an SA icon and a really good bloke who's never forgotten where he came from. A man's been arrested after police stopped his black BMW in Hackney yesterday. They found a machete, knife, methamphetamine and various drug paraphernalia, including pipes and scales. The driver, a 36-year-old Modbury man, will face court today. Arsonists torched 2 cars at Mount Barker last night. Police and MFS crews were alerted just after 11. A Mazda SUV and Toyota sedan were destroyed. Anyone with information is asked to call Crime Stoppers. A former federal treasurer is defending the federal government's handling of capital gains tax changes after announcing a range of carve-outs to its budget plans. Small business with a turnover of up to $10 million will be able to keep the 50% capital gains tax discount. Startups will get extra concessions and the 30% tax on testamentary trusts will be scrapped. Critics say the changes are too complicated. Labor Party President Wayne Swan says consultation and compromise is part of the process.
I've been down the road of tax reform before and I can tell you that this is not unusual. You put your proposals out there, there's vigorous debate, you go out and consult. The government said it was going to do that, it's consulted, now it's got a package and as you heard before, it'll go through the parliament.
Rural and remote doctors are urging Aussie men to book a checkup with their GP as soon as something doesn't feel right rather than putting it off until later. Rural Doctors Association President Dr Sarah Chalmers says 2 in 3 Australian men wait too long before seeking help, which can lead to delayed treatment and, in some cases, more serious outcomes. A Ukrainian drone strike targeting Russia's capital has closed all 4 major airports, disrupting more than 500 flights. Moscow officials have confirmed at least 17 people were injured after intercepted drones caused collateral damage to residential high-rises. The city's biggest oil refinery was also targeted in what's now Ukraine's largest strike since the war with Russia began. A team of James Cook University researchers is using AI and an Australian-wide network of microphone sensors to monitor wildlife sounds. The project uses the smart technology to efficiently scan audio from around 60 sites and identify specific animal calls. Dr Slade Allen-Ankins says it helps track and protect threatened species.
Australia has a lot of threatened species. We're actually one of the worst in the world for extinctions and the number of threatened species. And so a lot of these vocal vertebrates like birds, frogs and mammals make a lot of sound. And so this acoustic network is a potential really good data source for looking for threatened species. And so we really wanted to examine that.
Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Huge price drop on new Mitsubishi ASX from $34,990 drive away. Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes.
Tom ran a huge game last night.
Oh, it was massive, wasn't it, Jess? Luke Jackson, he starred for Fremantle as well. He finished with 28 disposals, 3 goals, 9 tackles and 25 hitouts, helping guide the Dockers to a 9-point win over Geelong. Cats coach Chris Scott says Jackson was hard to stop.
We had some plans, but I think sometimes those guys do things and you think, well, it wouldn't have mattered who was next to him. He was just too good in that moment. So, yeah, it's the obvious observation that he's a good player, isn't he? So, effectively, we have 2 inexperienced ruckmen that we're actually really happy with, but that they're developing really strongly.
That was Freo's 13th straight win. Tonight, Gold Coast hosts Hawthorn, and tomorrow we'll see Adelaide take on Melbourne at Adelaide Oval, with the Crows welcoming back Isaac Rankin, Mark Keane and Taylor Walker. Port Adelaide, meantime, will take on Collingwood at the MCG tomorrow night. They're set to be without Kane Farrell with a groin issue, while Ollie Wines is being managed. Well, an impressive second-half performance has seen Switzerland record a 4-1 win against Bosnia. Scores were locked at 0-0 at half-time, but the Swiss piled on 4 goals in the final 20 minutes of the game. Earlier, Czechia and South Africa played out a 1-1 draw, while the match will begin in around half an hour's time. That's between Canada and Qatar. Let's go to golf, and it's a little-known amateur who's leading the way in the opening round of the US Open in New York. American Ryder Cowan is currently 3 under in windy and tough conditions. And that's putting him 1 shot clear of a host of players at 2 under, including Xander Schauffele and Wyndham Clark. Min Woolley is the best of the Aussies. He's currently at even par. To tennis, a brilliant win for Rinky Hijikata at the Queen's Club event, stunning number 2 seed Yuri Lehechka in 3 sets. That means he moves into the quarterfinals. And the Hockey Roos have defeated Germany 2-0 in London. The Kookaburras went down, though, 2-1 to Argentina. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Thanks, Tommy. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Browse undercover in comfort for your certified pre-owned Toyota at the new Jarvis Toyota, Brighton Road, Somerton Park.
Morning there, a Paynham, a 2-car collision, Port Rush Road at Paynham Road, Parkhom, car into a tree with power lines down. Got some detours in place there. Oaklands Road in the swimming centre and a breakdown at Leeward Gardens. The free one of the tunnel seeing delays outbound. Slippery in various spots today with passing showers, particularly through the hills this morning with a camera, Frederick Road Grange. Honda's end of financial year event is on now with great deals available across a select Honda range. T's and C's apply. Limited time offers only while stocks last. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA
Stay
forecast.
informed, get involved.
Now the 5AA forecast. We'll try that again. Showers and 15 today and tomorrow. Partly cloudy and 15 for Sunday and Monday. 16 with a possible shower on Tuesday. Right now it's 15 degrees on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Knock down, build 2 with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings. 5AA Breakfast.
Sincerest apologies, Jess. I was a little bit quick on the trigger finger there. 7 after 7. Good morning to you. If you're joining us for the first time on this Friday, the 19th of June. It's cool and it's dark outside. Coming up on the program this hour, Michael Packy in the nation's capital. There's been some big revisions made to some of the more controversial elements of Anthony Albanese and Jim Chalmers' budget. Who that will affect and how we'll talk about with Michael Packy. Also coming up a little bit later in the morning, James Lusaka, Snowtown killer. Is he a step closer to a release? We're going to chat with the victims' rights advocate Sarah Quick about this. And one of the things she said on 7 News last night that I think was a standout was that the uncertainty is awful for these people. Just not knowing or being constantly, is he going to be out? Is he not going to be out? Is a pretty awful state of affairs. So we'll get into that after 8 o'clock. The biggest news, though, in South Australia, without a doubt this morning, is the well-being of Adelaide Football Club great Tony Modra, who has been involved in a serious car accident late yesterday. Here is Matt Brown from SAPOL with the details.
About 5:15 p.m. yesterday, police and emergency services were called to Range Road at Back Valley, about 10 k's west of Victor Harbour, after reports of a truck had crashed into a tree. Now, the driver and sole occupant of the truck, a 57-year-old Waipinga man, was taken to hospital for treatment of serious injuries. Traffic restrictions were in place for several hours. However, the road has since fully reopened. So anyone who may have witnessed the crash or has dash cam footage is asked to contact Crime Stoppers on 1800 333 000.
Hayden Nelson for 7 News has been at the Flinders Medical Centre this morning with updates. We'll cross to him in just a moment. The Mayor of the City of Victor Harbour, Maura Jenkins, has spoken as well about the conditions and the road in the area.
Windy, rainy, horrible night. So thank you very much to all the emergency services and volunteers that assisted him. And I hope that he has a very quick recovery and is back to being part of the wonderful City of Victor Harbour.
A lot of wonderful messages being sent through from Crows fans and indeed football fans across South Australia. It's not just Adelaide Football Club fans with well wishes for Tony Modra, but of course he meant something to fans over in the West as well. And last night, post-match, after Freo's terrific win over the Cats, their coach, Justin Longmuir, sent his regards to Tony Modra.
It's pretty fresh for me, like it is for everyone. Yeah, obviously a big part of the Freo family. All I can say is I wish him and his family well. Hopefully he can pull through. I'm thinking of him. We're all thinking of him and his family, and thoughts are with him.
All right, well, let's head to the Flinders Medical Centre where Tony Modra was taken. Hayden Nelson for 7 News at the scene. Hayden, what have we learnt for people just waking up overnight about Tony Modra's condition?
Morning, David. Morning, Will. So the latest is that he is in a life-threatening condition here at the Flinders Medical Centre. That was the latest we've heard from SA Health. This morning, he was involved in a crash. He was the sole occupant of the cattle truck he was driving on Range Road in Back Valley in the Fleurieu Peninsula, very close to his home. That's because police tell us that a 57-year-old Waipinga man was taken to hospital after that crash, and they have put out a photo showing what appears to be a tree branch which has pierced the truck's cabin window. Whether or not that is the cause of the crash and the details surrounding the crash is part of the police investigation at the moment. That is what they'll be looking at. We've heard also from the Premier overnight. He says Mods is an SA icon who has never forgotten where he came from, saying he is down to earth and just a really good bloke. Of course, that is a sentiment shared by not just people who knew him, but the millions of fans across the country that goes beyond those team lines because people know Tony Modra as Godra. He's miracle marks. He's incredible unbeaten season goal-scoring tallies for not just the Crows, but for Freo as well, as you, of course, have heard that from Justin Longmuir, who was his teammate. So plenty of people around Australia at the moment. He was one of the greatest to pull on the jumper, hoping for the best for Tony Modra, but at this stage still in that life-threatening condition here at the Flinders Medical Centre.
Well, thank you for that, Hayden. Hayden Nelson for 7 News, and it goes without saying, of course, as updates come to hand, you'll hear them here on 5AA. But something we remarked on at the start of the program, David, that continues to be sentiment that's coming through the text line is that this is a man who has provided so much joy as a football player, but as a South Australian that people know, be it through living in the Victor Harbour area, be it through FIVEAA Milk, be it through functions and things he's attended. Yeah. This is a beloved human being whose character and warmth and his sort of shyness, qualities that people are talking about beyond even the high-flying marks and the remarkable goals. Well,
this is it. I mean, when you think about how many people there are in sport who, and understandably, you know, because they are possessed of great talent, but in many cases it goes massively to their head. You couldn't meet a more self-deprecating, down-to-earth, laid-back guy than Tony Modra. And, you know, as you just said, mate, like the thing is, so many people have actually met him. Like a lot of the people on the text line are saying, yeah, well, in fact, I think tomorrow he was scheduled to be appearing at a club function for the Crows. He often does, you know, hosts some of the hospitality events that they have there.
To this day, and he was at the Legends function last week, I've never been to an event and seen a South Australian, like a homegrown organic South Australian star, get approached as much as Tony Modra does. And I'm talking about in 2026, not 1996. That goes without saying. But in 2026, he sits at a table and there's a lineup of people that come for a photo. Yeah. And for a shy bloke, you can only imagine how irritating that must be.
That's right.
Yet he does it with a smile. He acts like every time it's the first time.
Yeah. And that everyone, you know, it doesn't matter who he's talking to. He always gives them their time, and he's always super friendly and smiling. And, you know, you think about some of these pop stars who snap at the airport, you know, their entire life derives from being in the public eye, and it's like no one's allowed to take a photo of me. You know, even think about, you know, John McEnroe, as annoying as that kid was. But Mods is like, I don't reckon he's ever told anyone get stuff to ask for a photo.
He's just the best human being.
But look, the whole tone of this, as we said at the start of the show, this is not a past tense story. This is a present tense story about a guy who is in a major fight. The fight of his life, you could describe it as, but everyone is cheering him on. We're not sitting here doing an obituary today. We're talking about a living, breathing man who is hopefully going to get through what is a pretty shocking set of injuries by the sounds of it. I actually think too, we might be going too early on this one, because right now the whole focus of the messages that we're getting and the whole tone of the program is around just willing this bloke to survive. But I actually think that when the dust has settled from this, and I'm informed by a text that we got from another one of our listeners who is going to a funeral today for someone who died on High Marsh Cheers Road a couple of weeks ago. The roads on the southern FIVEAA are, in so many places, genuinely appalling. And I actually think we don't have a bottomless pit of cash, so we can't fix everything overnight, and you certainly can't advocate for, impeccable dual carriageway roads to replace what, in a lot of cases, are country back roads. But you know, this is a particularly treacherous part of our state, and I just wonder whether we need some sort of extra special thought given to whether we need like a FIVEAA driving strategy or something like that, because so many people have been injured and killed down there.
Well,
it's terrible.
When we're trying to work out sometimes is something going to be a good topic for callers? We'll just ask everyone in the room. Paddy, what do you think? David, what do you think? We just did that. You and I just did that with crap roads down in that part of South Australia, and instantly we all had stories.
Well, I got to say, people talk about the Britannia roundabout. I reckon that entry point to Myponga, the northern end of Myponga, where you've got that weird little curving slip lane, because one side goes to Wollonga, one side goes back to Aldinga, and the other side keeps you heading down south to Cape Jervis. I mean, if we're promoting everyone has to visit Kangaroo Island, I reckon we need to give them a bit more warning that you are about to go on some of the worst roads you will encounter in your life anywhere in the world. They are bloody terrible.
Yeah, without a doubt.
So, but that's that. As I said, not wanting to get ahead of ourselves here, and from what we are learning about this crash, it sounds potentially like this might be a scenario where poor old bloody Mods is in his truck and he's going around a corner and a tree's fallen down.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know what you do about that. But having said that, I do know there's another funeral today there is a funeral today for a southern Fleurieu person who lost their life, and people down there are way overrepresented when it comes to injuries and in the worst cases with this funeral this afternoon, deaths.
Yeah, well said. All right, it's time to check traffic. Thanks to Royal Apartments Kent Town, the display suite is open Thursday to Sunday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Visit royalapartments.com.au.
Morning there. Got a few passing showers. Take it easy on wet roads, particularly through the hills this morning. Paynham, two-car collision, Portrush Road and Paynham Road. Parkhop, car into a tree with power lines down there. Got some detours in place, so that's pretty slow. Oaklands Road near the swimming centre, and a breakdown getting sorted at Leawood Gardens on the freeway near the tunnels, delays outbound. Early morning camera, One Tree Hill Road, One Tree Hill. If you believe that happiness matters to seriously ill children, make a tax-deductible donation to Starlight by June 30. Donate today at starlight.org.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The energy today, the amount of people who got up before dawn, walking 1 mile in the shoes of someone that has nothing.
Step up to end homelessness. Walk a mile in My Boots. Register or donate today.
All the automated banner without being caught. It could just as easily have been a bomb. Graham Goodings. Whatever GetUp's motives, it's certainly backfired big time. Weekday mornings from 9 on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
20 years ago, Fleurieu Milk Company was formed with a simple purpose: to give South Australians the freshest quality milk, farmed by the best SA dairy families. Keep it local, keep it real, keep farming families farming. 20 years on, Fleurieu Milk Company produces over 17 million litres of milk every year, supporting 9 SA dairy families and employing over 100 South Australians. Look for local Fleurieu Milk Company products at your supermarket, and let's keep a good thing going.
You can rent a little, you can rent a lot.
You can rely on Red Spot to keep Aussie airport rentals fair. We're the only car rental company who have kept our prices low during the fuel crisis. And we're the only Aussie-owned and operated choice in major airport terminals all over the country. Experience the local service that saw us named Product Review's 2026 Car Hire Service of the Year. For a deal you can rely on, book your next rental direct at redspot.com.au today or call 1300 66 8810.
Red Spot.
Sold by McGain again.
And as we all know, there are limited homes available, so it's important to get along to these open inspections.
Tomorrow from 12 to 12:30 p.m, Zoe Ball and Baz Rampole are opening 1/30A, the Crescent at Brighton. Perfectly positioned, just a short stroll from Jetty Road and the stunning Brighton beachfront. I love the Brighton beachfront. That area is just magnificent. This unit features 2 bedrooms, a comfortable living area, functional kitchen and bathroom, plus a front courtyard and secure rear carport. Low maintenance living in an unbeatable location, 649 to 699K.
I tell you what, if you were retiring, downsizing, something like that, was that nice 5-minute walk down to the water, beautiful. Get some of the fish and chips from that corner store. And then how's this? By appointment, Zoe and Baz are opening 303/50, the Esplanade, Christie's Beach. If you're looking for the ultimate beachfront lifestyle, this luxurious penthouse apartment boasts breathtaking 180-degree ocean views, 3 spacious bedrooms, a stunning open-plan living area, modern entertainer's kitchen, dual balconies designed to capture every spectacular sunset, 1.28 to 1.33 million.
Take a look at these properties and all the McGain listings at mcgain.com.au.
Introducing the Pathway Living Collection, an affordable innovation from Selector Homes. A stylish range of transportable homes built with BlueScope steel TrueCore framing for strength, durability and peace of mind. Choose from 2, 3 or 4 bedroom designs, each packed with upgraded features. With 3 roof styles to choose from, the Pathway Living Collection gives you the freedom to live your way. Discover the new Pathway Living Collection only at Selector Homes. Visit selectorhomes.com.au.
It's stocktake time and end of financial year savings are heating up. Save now on wood heaters from $999 and gas log fires from only $2,999. Visit today and get winter ready for less. Only at Illusion Gas Log Fires and Ultimate Wood Heaters.
A test drive should test the car, not your patience. In the city, it's traffic lights, roundabouts and stop-start driving. So take your foot off the brake and open it up a little. Come to Barossa Auto Group and test drive all the big brands. Ford, Volkswagen, Honda and Kia. Available to test drive through the stunning Barossa. We'll even buy you lunch to make a day of it. T's and C's apply. Barossa Auto Group. Tanunda and Nuri Utpa. Book a test drive today.
Rosanna Mangiarelli here from 7 News. Join me and Will Goodings for Adelaide's leading news hour, 7 News, tonight at 6 o'clock.
Knock down, build 2 with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings. 5AA Breakfast.
22 minutes after 7, a little bit later today on 5AA, it being Friday, Foodie Friday after 3 p.m. Chris Jarmer with Stacey Lee. Building or renovating, your first choice should be visiting the Smeg showroom at Deputy Distributors. Taste the difference with Smeg and Powers. Something hearty from Chris would be good. I don't know if he does requests, but something heavy and hearty and
wintry.
Yeah, a winter warmer of some description would go down particularly well.
He did birria tacos last week. Birria tacos, the Mexican slow cooked shredded beef, superb. He never misses.
He doesn't miss. He doesn't know how to make food that doesn't taste absolutely delicious.
And speaking about report cards with distinctions, here's Ginnivan.
Tim Ginnivan on 5AA Breakfast.
Big weekend of footy ahead. In fact, it started last night, and lots going on in the world of sport, of course, with the World Cup as well. Timmy, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, gentlemen. I've got to say, all of that sort of has a sombre cloud hanging over it, I reckon, with the news of Tony Modra. I've got to say, I'm still in a bit of shock from the news. And I was at the Breakthrough Mental Health Research Foundation dinner last night that Jess Adamson was hosting when the first message come through, and wow, it just hit me like a freight train. I mean, you have those guys and those sort of legends, and just in such high regard that you just think that nothing can happen to them bad, and when something like that hits you, it was well, I'll tell you what, it took me for a sixer.
And same with us, Tim. Like we had a phone hook up last night about it, and obviously it's the sort of thing people speculate, and there's people putting all sorts of nonsense up on social media. The rumour mill starts running, but as we've been saying all morning, this is about a bloke in a fight to survive, and right now it's all about everybody wishing him all the very best, which is exactly what so many, literally hundreds of people on our text line have been doing all morning, sending him strength.
Oh, exactly right. I think the power of positivity from all of us is all we can offer at the moment. That's the best way we can go about it, and just keep hoping and praying and whatever you do to sort of make sure that he fights through this. So just a terrible thing to happen, and just such a great bloke. I mean, we all know his footy career, and we all watched it in awe as it unfolded. But as a bloke, I've sort of built this relationship after football where we've done a lot of functions together. We did a lot of stuff together for FIVEAA Milk Company through Little Heroes, and he's just a country lad. He's a great fella. He's humble. We have a lot of fun. We did these trade day sort of openings together, and one day they asked him, Tony, could you do the emceeing and by yourself and do the other stuff? And he said, I don't do that. He said, that's Timmy's job. That's Timmy's job. I'm his sidekick, and we just got on so well, what I say, he's talented. You saw his footy, but he was the sort of guy that picked up anything and was talented at it. I went to a golf day with him, with Shane Hodby from Drummond Golf, and it's the only time I've ever won a golf day because I think I was just the moral support because this guy could smash it down the middle at 300 metres. You know, I'm like, is there anything you can't do, mate? You know, like, this is unbelievable. So I'm just, I'm like everybody. I'm feeling sick in the stomach and, yeah, just...
Yeah, no.
Just hope he comes good.
Yeah, bloody oath.
Yeah, good on you, Timmy. We all do. That's thoughts of everyone's prayers for Tony Hodder at the moment.
Totally.
Thank you, Tim.
Totally.
Appreciate you chatting with us this morning. 26 minutes after 7. 8223 0000 is our number. You can text us as well on 0448 08 1395. To your point about the roads down south, David, Kath from Strath says if you Google the most notorious roads in SA, 2 of the 3 are in the Goolwa Victor Harbour area, which goes to the point, precisely what you were saying a short time ago. Michael Packey in the nation's capital will be our guest on 5AA Breakfast after 5AA News. We're going to talk to him about some significant revisions to the federal budget. They're going to affect some of our listeners. Revisions.
That's quite the revision, isn't it?
It certainly is.
Let's get half of it and just rip it to shreds.
Yeah, it's going to affect some of our listeners. Michael Packey will explain next.
Get ahead of winter with comfy credits from Origin. Move with Origin and you could get up to $200 in bill credits. That's $100 for natural gas and $100 for electricity, keeping you comfy and in control this winter. That's all kinds of useful. Search Origin today. New and moving residential customers only. Sign up by 30th of June and stay until 30th of June. Bill credit includes GST. T's and C's and eligibility apply.
Finding your next Volkswagen? That part's easy. At Mawson Lakes Volkswagen, the end of financial year Unlocked event has drive-away deals racing out the door. There's a huge range of new and demo Volkswagens ready for delivery right now. Plenty of colours, plenty of options. On-site finance, next day servicing. But it won't last. So if you've been waiting, this is your moment. Get an end of financial year drive-away deal before it's gone. Mawson Lakes Volkswagen, just a short drive from the city.
Now, it's fair to say most of us have a garage, shed or spare room just to put stuff in, but somehow it's turned into a messy pile of half-finished DIY shelving and plastic tubs.
Well, instead of heading to the hardware store and sending yourself around the twist buying a shelf in a box that looks the biz, then losing 3 to 10 hours of your life swearing and trying to build the flimsy thing, get on to Sharman Shelving. It's always a smart move.
Bill and the team, they'll come out, they'll measure up, they'll design it properly and then deliver and install a custom storage solution that fits your space perfectly. It'll look schmick and last for years.
Just knowing where something is and being able to access it is a game changer. Do it once, do it properly, because everyone needs a little Sharman in their life. Take a look on Facebook, Instagram or visit sharmanshelving.com.au.
Ever noticed how some of the best things in life you just can't buy at a supermarket? Like Quincy's Confectionery. Handcrafted here in Adelaide by a passionate family of qualified chocolatiers and confectioners. Chocolate-coated freeze-dried strawberries to choc-covered coffee beans, cookies and cream popcorn, dark chocolate cranberries and more. Available at quincy.com.au or Quincy's Confectionery at 31 Henry Street, Stepney. If it starts with a Q and ends with it's Quincy's.
Now at Harvey Norman half-yearly clearance, save $300 on Electrolux 12-kilo Ultimate Care washer, now just $988. Save over $1,500 on Hisense 100-inch high QLED TV, now $3,491. Save $600 on Motorola Edge 60 Pro, now $597. And save up to 30% on Windows 11 computers. Hot deal on Sealy Posturepedic Ash-Free Firm Queen mattress, only $1,399. And Keanu 5-piece fabric modular sofa, amazing value, $1,997. Harvey Norman clearance on now.
For those whose pool is the main feature of their yard, Walco offer a special mesh cover to keep debris and leaves out while making your pool area look stunning all through winter. Join the great cover-up and ask Walco about their stylish new mesh pool covers. Walco.com.au.
The most frustrating thing about having your car repaired after a collision can be the wait. Sometimes months. At Premier Panel Services, the wait is one thing you won't have to worry about. We've expanded our workshop and our highly skilled team. It means we're better equipped to deliver an outstanding outcome for you and your car. RAA and MTA approved, Premier Panel Services work with most insurance companies. So ask for Premier Panel Services and get back on the road sooner.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Showers and 15 today with the 7:30 news. Good morning, I'm Jess Adamson.
Bring your event to life in a venue where it all comes together. Search Adelaide Convention Centre.
SA Health says Crows legend Tony Modra remains in a life-threatening situation in hospital. The 57-year-old father of two was airlifted to the Flinders Medical Centre last night after an accident in his cattle truck on Range Road at Back Valley near Victor Harbour. Seven's Hayden Nelson has told David and Will police are still investigating exactly what's unfolded.
They have put out a photo showing what appears to be a tree branch which has pierced the truck's cabin window. Whether or not that is the cause of the crash and the details surrounding the crash is part of the police investigation at the moment.
Modra was stabilised at the Victor Harbour Hospital after being rescued by local emergency crews. Tomorrow, the Crows will commemorate Emergency Services Round when they take on Melbourne at Adelaide Oval. A man's been arrested after police stopped his black BMW just metres from a school in Hackney yesterday. They found a machete, knife, methamphetamine and various drug paraphernalia, including pipes and scales. The driver, a 36-year-old Modbury man, will face court today, charged with a raft of offences, including trafficking a controlled drug. The tech startup sector claims the federal government's tax carve-outs are confusing and complicated. Labor has listed the industry as one of the groups exempt from its changes to the capital gains tax discount. But some startup founders argue the changes are too complex to understand and don't include a clear definition of what a startup is. They warn this could see investment and talent relocate overseas. The political body that disrupted Pauline Hanson's Canberra speech this week is working to revive its fortunes. More from Gabrielle Hodson.
GetUp has claimed credit for rolling out a banner at a speech by the One Nation leader, but a News Corp investigation has found the group's bleeding money and staff. The progressive political outfit had more than 70 employees in 2022. Now that's reportedly down to a dozen. And while it had $4 million in cash 4 years ago, it ended last financial year with $104,000 in the bank. There are also reports the biggest ever spend on one electorate in GetUp's 20-year history was on the FIVEAA by-election, where it failed to stop One Nation candidate David Farley, who officially took office earlier this month.
New research has found bird flu has killed about 3/4 of elephant seal pups on Australian Antarctic islands. Scientists believe more than 13,000 of the 17,000 baby seals have been wiped out by the H5N1 strain since last August. Local researchers have developed hand gloves that let people use physical sensations to understand data. The prototype developed by Adelaide University relies on tiny heating elements wrapped around the fingers to create a wearable data display. Dr. Adam Drogamullah says instead of visualising data through charts, graphs and numbers, it creates a sensory experience for the user.
By conveying it through a glove, someone else can wear it to actually feel their experiences, and the idea is to help promote empathy and understanding between people that are going through rough experiences.
Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Huge price drop on new Mitsubishi ASX from $34,990 drive away. Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes.
Here's Tom Wren.
Thank you, Jess. Fremantle has cemented its position at the top of the ladder following a brilliant come-from-behind win against Geelong last night. The Dockers trailed by almost 5 goals in the first half but responded to win by 9 points. Luke Jackson outstanding with 28 touches and 3 goals. Coach Justin Longmuir full of praise for his ruckman.
Just keeps building, doesn't he? Keeps growing as a player. He's got fitter and stronger, and his contest work's super, and it was great to see him go forward and hang on to a couple of marks and finish his work off and get some reward that way. But he becomes another midfielder when the ball hits the deck. He keeps adding layers to his game.
The Crows and Port Adelaide will both have light runs today ahead of their matches tomorrow. Well, Switzerland has recorded its first World Cup win of the campaign and has jumped to the top of Group B after an emphatic 4-1 win against Bosnia this morning. Scores were locked at 0-0 at half-time, but the Swiss put on a clinic in the second half, the sealer coming in stoppage time.
Mimic a little slow to read that. It's Manzambi again. It's Vargas again with the assist. Look at the smile on the face of Yakin. He knows what he's delivered off the bench.
Audio thanks to SBS. Earlier, Czechia and South Africa played out a 1-1 draw. Another match kicking off right now between Canada and Qatar. And the US Open's well underway in New York. There's several players leading the way at 2 under, including Xander Schauffele and Wyndham Clark. Minwoo Lee is the best of the Aussies. He's 4 shots behind at 2 over. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Thanks, Tom. Let's check the 5AA traffic.
Browse undercover in comfort for your certified pre-owned Toyota at the new Jarvis Toyota, Brighton Road, Somerton Park.
Morning there. Got a few passing showers, particularly through the hills with wet roads, so take it easy on the drive. Park home, Carvey Tree this morning. That's no good. Power lines down there too. Oaklands Road near the swimming centre. Got detours in place, are very slow. Quite busy at the moment. South Road through Mile near the Thebe Theatre and slowing up Fullerton Road at the Glen Osmond Road intersection. Early morning camera today, McGill Road at McGill. Your gift to Starlight will make hospital a happier place for seriously ill children. Donations over $2 are tax deductible. Donate by June 30 at starlight.org.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast. Showers and 15 today and tomorrow. Partly cloudy and 15 for Sunday and Monday. 16 with a possible shower on Tuesday. Right now it's 15 degrees on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Knock down, build two with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings. 5AA Breakfast.
24 minutes to 8. Michael Packy in the nation's capital in just a moment. Also intrigued to hear from you, our listeners, about whether you'd get on a plane for 21 hours. We're into the new world now of super long-haul flights. 21 hours flying direct from, say, Sydney to London. This is a new world, new technology we've got. Planes not requiring stopovers any longer. Kind of handy if there's a war that breaks out in part of the world that means your stopover point isn't as convenient as it once was, but would you do it? Or is that...
Maybe the question too should be, have any of our listeners already done it? Because you can go
do
from
Perth to London, can't you?
It's not as long, though.
No. How long is that flight?
I don't know. It hazard a guess. Well, if Sydney to London's 21 hours, Perth's, 3.5, 4 hours from Sydney?
17 hours, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So this is... just over 2 hours long time. It's a long time.
But if any of our listeners have flown Perth to London direct, give us a call, 8223 0000, and we'll have a chat to you after we've caught up with our good mate Michael Packy, who is 5AA's Canberra correspondent.
Yeah.
Good morning, mate. How's it going? Bit of a triple backflip with Pike yesterday from Jim Chalmers.
Oh, no, isn't it just amazing? I mean, it is unbelievable what they've had to do. So now they've carved out some of the budget measures that they announced in May. So it does seem that they're trying to do something to help smaller businesses and trying to placate them. But the question remains as to, why go to this point in the first place? The bottom line is you still have some businesses that have welcomed the changes that the government has made. Essentially, if you're a small business with a turnover of up to $10 million, you'll still be able to access the 50% capital gains tax discount. And also if you're a startup, you may get a few extra concessions. So generally businesses have welcomed them, but they're saying they still don't go far enough. And you've got the opposition saying that they still hinder investment, because if you're a business that, let's say, turns over more than $10 million, well, you're not going to be able to access these concessions. If you're a business that is turning over 10 million, but you want to grow even further, well, then you'll essentially get penalised. So business want to return to the status quo. They're saying that this is a step in the right direction, but clearly doesn't go far enough. Obviously, guys, the other big change was that the 30% tax on the testamentary trusts, that's been scrapped altogether. Clearly, Anthony Albanese and Treasurer Chalmers were spooked by the fact that the opposition started running a campaign that it amounts to essentially a death tax. So they've had to make these changes. I think they were forced into them. But in the end, the only reason that they're making them is because they rushed these changes in the first place.
Do you think the politics of it, Pac, has been... Because clearly they repeatedly ruled these things out, not just during the election campaign, but even after the election campaign. And this is why One Nation's having a field day making those Fire the Liar ads, because Albo gave them so much free material to work with. But on the testamentary trusts thing, even by removing it, doesn't the government face the political risk that having already tried once to bring in something that had the effect of a death tax, that the spectre of them doing something similar in the future will continue to loom over their political heads?
100%. I think that there is now a real trust deficit in the Albanese government. They were trying to be too clever for words in the sense they became arrogant. They said, oh, well, we've got 94 seats in the lower house and, the Greens will back this in, so let's go ahead and do it. They didn't anticipate the level of the backlash. That's the truth of it. I think they've been absolutely spooked by the level of backlash to not only the testamentary trust reforms or death tax potential, and also the capital gains tax and negative gearing stuff. That's not changing, by the way. The negative gearing changes will proceed as per they announced in the budget. But I think that they became so arrogant that they thought that, oh, no, we can get this stuff through. We've got the numbers and we'll surely get the backing of the Greens. Let's proceed with it. But then I don't think they estimated the backlash, and I don't think they even estimated how fierce the One Nation campaign would be. The FIVEAA campaign, that spooked everybody. The fact that that's raised almost $5 million in, a week? And the fact that Pauline Hanson's popularity is surging. She appeared at the National Press Club this week, and by all accounts, people may not agree with everything that she has to say, but one thing that came out of that press club address is that she managed to handle it. She handled it. She didn't fall over. She held her own, whether you agreed with her or not.
Yeah, it's interesting. Totally. It feels like it makes sense in a policy sense, Pac, but politically, it will do two things, will it not? It'll embolden other people that feel like maybe there's a chance they'll change things that affect me and my areas of the economy, and no one's going to just forget what transpired, are they? I mean, what kind of political benefit do you get from walking it back at this point in time?
Well, I think, zero, really, because now...
And I agree with walking it back, by the way. I'm just thinking in terms of the pure politics of it.
The pure politics.
The damage is done.
Yeah, the damage is done, and you're 100% correct. The bottom line is they've gone out with these policies. They were meant to be passed by the end of the month, and obviously, they will still be passed in some form. But you're right, the damage is done. You've now gone and walked them back, so you've created even further damage, and you've created the trust deficit. So leading up to the next election, I don't think that people are going to forget. And when if the government does announce whatever policy it announces at the next election, or if it says it's not going to touch something, people won't believe them. Like they said, they weren't going to touch capital gains or negative gearing or trust, and then they've done the exact opposite. So when they're questioned about these sorts of policies again in the lead up to the next election or during the next election campaign, people are just not going to believe them. So it has created that trust deficit in the government. And I think that that's now becoming a real problem with it. The bottom line is Anthony Albanese will probably say, it's 2 years to the next election. By the time that rolls around, people would have forgotten. I'm not sure they will.
I couldn't agree with you more, Pac. I'll tell you what, if you've got, if your daughter or son's doing year 12 and they're thinking, if they're good at maths and they're thinking about a white-collar job, I reckon the job to tell them to get into right now is accounting, because I tried to read how these new capital gains tax windbacks work on the Australian late last night, and my brain was starting to hurt. Like, it's so you've got to have X number, like the turnover or revenue needs to be this, but then a certain percentage of it needs to be derived from the new innovative idea that your business is working on. Like, if the job of government is to provide a predictable environment for business and private individuals to operate in, then these guys just you've got to give them 0 out of 10 because it's like this constant guessing game.
Exactly. And the thing is, this legislation and these sorts of taxes were already complicated as it is. So all they've done is they've just made them even more complicated. Yeah. So that's what's happened, and for a lot of small business owners, especially, that's what spooks them. And you're right. It's the accountants that almost have the field day.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. Great stuff, as always, Pat. Michael Packy, 5AA's Canberra correspondent there in the nation's capital.
Well, if you jump back into the time machine to 1999, the reason these changes came in the first place, the 50% capital gains tax discount, was to simplify it. Because there was a view, this is unnecessarily complicated.
Yeah.
And now, so we've gone back to the pre-1999 model, which is what was once considered unnecessarily complicated. I was chatting with the owner of a major conveyancing firm in South Australia. And I said, how you guys feeling about Jim Chalmers at the moment? And they said, well, yeah, not great. That said, we do own an accounting practice as part of our business, and that is going gangbusters.
It's the equivalent of being a panel beater when Nokia came out and said, we've invented this thing, it's called the mobile phone. And you go, oh, okay, that sounds all right. Might get a few rear enders out of that.
Yeah, exactly right. 15 to 8. Remember, you can tune into the Facebook and YouTube live stream at any point. This week, supported by the wonderful people at Walk a Mile, fighting to end homelessness. And crikey, on a night like last night, the CEO sleep out, of course, took place. It was cold. It's worth considering what it's like for those people without a roof over their heads. Step up to end homelessness. Walk a mile in my boots. You can register to be part of it or donate today. walkamile.org.au. 14 minutes to 8. We're going to read some of these texts out about flying long haul, 21 hours in a moment, because I don't feel like there's a groundswell of excitement. That said, there's clearly a demand for it. These airlines don't just come up with these things and then without knowing that there'll be an appetite for it. So let us know your thoughts, folks. 8223 Would you get on a flight to be able to fly direct to a place like London, no stopover? The issue being 21 hours on a plane. We'll find out in just a moment. Traffic first, thanks to Royal Apartments Kenttown Display Suite, open Thursday to Sunday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Visit royalapartments.com.au.
Morning there. Got a few passing showers, particularly through the hills with wet roads, so take it easy on the drive. Park home, Carvey Tree this morning. That's no good. Power lines down there too. Oaklands Road near the swimming centre. Got detours in place, are very slow. Quite busy at the moment. South Road through Mile near the Thebe Theatre and slowing up Fullerton Road at the Glen Osmond Road intersection. Early morning camera today, McGill Road at McGill. Your gift to Starlight will make hospital a happier place for seriously ill children. Donations over $2 are tax deductible. Donate by June 30 at starlight.org.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Hi, Bronte Manuel from Toop and Toop. Toop and Toop has been named Australia's #1 large residential agency of the year at the Real Estate Institute of Australia National Awards. It's a proud moment and a reflection of more than 40 years helping South Australians buy and sell property with trusted advice, strategic expertise and exceptional results. As a family-owned agency, we're incredibly grateful to our clients and community for placing their trust in Toop and Toop since 1985. To learn more, visit toop.com.au.
A smashed or damaged windscreen can happen in a heartbeat, but it does get worse if you don't go to your local Complete Windscreens to get it fixed. You could be waiting weeks, and look, that's not on. Complete Windscreens has windscreens and glass for all makes and models in stock right now with 15 technicians standing by to get you back on the road. You don't need to wait. Tell your insurance company you want Complete Windscreens on the job. CompleteWindscreens.com.au. Look for the big red koala.
It's always good to get a little more in life. Like getting $1,000 more value for your supported home package when you join Let's Get Care. Get more control to design your day. Get more choice to pick the support that suits you. Get more value so your funding goes further. We can support you to get started right away. Let's make it happen. Search Let's Get Care. Ends June 30. New customers only. T's and C's apply.
Fatty plaque. Sounds nasty, doesn't it? And it is. Fatty plaque is made of cholesterol particles that can accumulate in your arteries and even stop blood flow, contributing to heart attacks, heart failure, stroke and dementia, Australia's biggest killers. Treatments are being developed at SAMRI and they're all game changers. But SAMRI needs donations to help with clinical testing. Visit samri.org.au and help us give plaque the flick. That's samri.org.au.
You can rent a little, you can rent a lot.
Whatever you're doing, wherever you're going, you can rely on Red Spot to get you there. We're the all-Aussie family-owned car rental company in airport terminals and cities across Australia, with a new fleet and plenty of hybrid options too. Experience the exceptional service that earned us Product Review's 2026 Car Hire Service of the Year. Book direct and save now at redspot.com.au today, or call 1300 66 8810.
Red Spot.
Introducing the Caliente by Beechwood Homes. A multi-level masterpiece of design, innovation and style. Inspired by the effortless glamour of Palm Springs in California, it's bathed in natural light through clever architectural design. At its heart, a stunning 6-metre island bench anchors a kitchen that's as beautiful as it is functional. The Caliente is open for viewing at 10 Simon Crescent, Craigburn Farm, Saturdays and Sundays 1 to 4:30pm. Life's good. It's even better in a Beechwood home. 5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube. Knock down, build two with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings. 5AA Breakfast.
10 minutes to 8. We've been reporting throughout the morning about the crash that has left Crows star Tony Modra in a serious condition in hospital. Jess Adamson's been reporting on it for our news service throughout the morning as well. It's just wandered into the newsroom. Jess, you've got some intel regarding the rescue effort to save his life.
Yeah, good morning, boys. Well, in the last hour or so, we've heard from SA Health that Tony Modra remains in a life-threatening condition at the Flinders Medical Centre, but we're hearing that he's rallying and that there are some encouraging signs, which is the best news we could all hope for.
News.
What we're also hearing is the incredible local effort to save his life. There were two people in particular, two local emergency crew members. Now, I'm not sure whether they were paramedics or from the SES, but they managed to get him out of the truck, get him to the Victor Harbour Hospital where he was stabilised. And as we know, in these situations, every second counts. I understand they were also keeping Mods' wife, Erica, up to date minute by minute with what was going on.
Wow.
Now, it's pretty special that tomorrow the Crows will commemorate Emergency Services Round at Adelaide Oval when we take on the Demons. The club does it every year and it's a magnificent tribute and a nod to all of our first responders. I think tomorrow it takes on an even more significant role, doesn't it?
Most certainly. Wow, that's extraordinary, Jess. Thank you for that insight.
Yeah, thank you, Jess.
The headline being there's some positivity about his condition. Again, this is all preliminary, but it's just any little positive tidbit is exciting. But
totally.
What about the contribution being made by those emergency service people?
Unbelievable.
I mean,
on a road like that that's so quiet too.
And it happens every day, and they go unheralded because of the fact that we don't know the people involved. But we do on this occasion, and my God, these people are just angels, the work they do, and it is absolutely remarkable. So a little sliver of positive news. We'll continue to keep you abreast of any updates as they do come to hand. Big development in the world of aviation with regard to these new super long-haul flights with the potential of non-stop services from Sydney to London. The only catch? You have to be in your seat for 21 hours. Dave in Redwood Park, you've done Perth to London, Dave. What was that like?
Yeah, we're good, mate. Just let me dog out. Hang on, sorry. Hang on. Good morning. Just dropping dog off at kennels. Yeah, we're good, mate. We took off at 7:20pm. We had a 4.5-year-old and a 9-month-old with us, with my son's kids, and I reckon the pilot must have wanted his English fry up because we landed at 4:30am in England. So you had your time on. We were probably in the air for about 14 and a half hours. Yeah. Unbelievable.
Wow, that's great.
That's unbelievable.
That is a really good flight.
And coming back, we did the same coming back. I think we made an hour up coming back. Because you forget that the plane's moving, but the world's moving as well, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's weird. Bit weird. But really good experience.
And no stuffing around, in that massive airport in Dubai either. I'd do it if I could. I think it's a good idea.
Well, let's bring former Qantas pilot and author Richard de Grepney into this conversation. Richard, good morning. What are some of the challenges posed by these super long haul flights, and what's changed that makes them now possible?
Hi, David and Will. Look, what's changed is that the aircraft are getting very reliable with the electronics, the fly-by-wire. They're actually efficient, so they can go the longer distance. For this Qantas Sunrise aircraft, they're having to put 20 more tonnes of fuel on board to give it extended range more than really any other aircraft. So it can go to 22 hours fairly reliably in these long distances, which will be Sydney to London and Sydney to New York. I mean, They're routes that haven't been available in the past. The aircraft will take half the passenger count of an A380. It'll burn about 3/5 of the fuel, but it's very expensive to go long distance. But as you said, you do save landing in Dubai or these other airports, so that saves a lot of inconvenience. And if people are happy to pay about 20% more for the seats, then they should get a good ride.
What would the argument or the rationale be for charging people the extra 20%, Richard? Is it because they have to invest in all of the new plane infrastructure, the extra fuel? Is that what makes it cost more?
Yeah. Just imagine you can pick up a case of wine and move it 10 paces. Imagine it moving a few kilometres and more. The cost to take an aircraft long distance gets exponentially more expensive. For example, to take a can of water from Sydney to Los Angeles, you would burn 30% of the volume that you're carrying in water to burn the fuel to get there. If you were then to take it further on to New York, which is only another 4 hours, you'd be burning 50% of the contents that you're carrying in fuel to get there. It gets exponentially more expensive.
Oh, wow. I wasn't aware of that.
How does it? What are the rules, Richard, with regard to being a pilot? What kind of shifts do you do on a 21-hour flight?
Well, there are regulations that state that the pilot can't be in the cockpit for more than 8.5 hours. There could be exceptions to this made for this long-haul flight. The human factors of fatigue and circadian rhythm, it becomes a really key point. You know, you might have trouble getting up and going to the bathroom in the middle of the morning, but for pilots, it might be that they wake up and then have to land in terrible weather with very low fuel and maybe some broken aircraft systems when they could be fatigued. So this issue of fatigue management and how to have crews working at their best performance after being in the air for 22 hours, it's a real human factors challenge, and Qantas is putting a lot of work into it.
How many pilots are there on a flight like that, Richard?
Well, traditionally, up to 20 hours, you can have 4 pilots. There may be an additional pilot. It just comes down to determining how you have a pilot, how many pilots do you need so that at any time in flight you have 2 rested people on the flight deck able to handle whatever is given to them. It really comes down, I think there may be just 4, but maybe there might be a 5th. I guess we'll have to discover these things when the flights come out. And the crews will report themselves if they feel fatigued during the flight, and that would be fed back and changes made.
From a sort of logistical and geographic sense, would there be anything stopping Qantas from doing an Adelaide to London direct flight? Presumably, you think about the geography of Perth's over there, Sydney's over there, we're in the middle. Like a plane could make it from here to London, couldn't it?
Oh, Adelaide, London is easier from Sydney to London. Yeah, so that's no problem.
It'd be shorter than the Sydney flight.
And again, it's only got half the seats of an A380. It's really like a 777 or an A350. It's a normal lesser count than a normal A350 because they want super large areas for each passenger for the comfort. So if Adelaide Airport can provide 240 people to do that route, then I would think Qantas should do it. It'd be logical, wouldn't it?
Yeah, certainly would be.
Brilliant.
That'd be great. Thank you, Richard.
That was a good chat.
Captain Richard de Crespigny, former Qantas pilot and author, with a fantastic explanation about the new reality for Australian travellers. I wonder how many other places in the world really care. But for Australia, it's the super long-haul flight. It's just a life-changing experience. A minute to 8, 5AA News is coming up. Breaking 8, not too far away. Feedback Friday. Stick around.
Living with diabetes? Ditch finger pricks with Freestyle Libre. Freestyle Libre is a small wearable sensor that monitors your glucose levels and trends and sends them straight to your phone. Instant, up-to-date feedback. No finger pricks. How good is that? And you can trial Freestyle Libre for only $15. Just head to freestylelibre.com.au to find out how. T's and C's apply. Follow directions for use. Read warnings before purchase. Free yourself from finger pricks with Freestyle Libre.
When your work depends on accuracy, the tools matter.
For 70 years, General Tools has helped South Australian engineers, machinists and workshops get the right gear for the job. They specialise in new and second-hand metalworking machinery, cutting tools, carbide tooling, measuring equipment, machine tooling accessories, bandsaw blades, vices and cold saws, including trusted brands like Vertex, Winstar, Incise and Michitoyo. Shop in store at Cavan or online at generaltools.com.au.
If you're thinking of building or renovating your kitchen, you have a lot of choices to make, but the first choice should be Smeg. We have an amazing Smeg showroom right here in Adelaide. Deputy Distributors, they're in Dudley Park, and inside you'll find the full Smeg range on display.
Though there's everything from ovens, cooktops, fridges to wine cellars, kettles, toasters and more. Smeg seamlessly pairs powerful performance with architectural design. They've even got cooking demonstrations. I know, I did one with Donzi. Absolutely fantastic when I got my Smeg oven. Smeg's been proudly made in Italy since 1948. Its colour, design and tech is world famous. Smeg, technology with style. Visit the Smeg showroom today with the great people at Deputy Distributors, Harrison Road, Dudley Park.
The latest local, national and international news for South Australia. This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Showers and 15 today with the 8 o'clock news. Good morning, I'm Jess Adamson.
Bring your event to life in a venue where it all comes together. Search Adelaide Convention Centre.
Crows superstar Tony Modra is fighting for his life in hospital this morning after a freak accident. The father of two was driving a cattle truck on Range Road at Back Valley near Victor Harbour just after 5 last night when a tree branch crashed through the windscreen. Local emergency crews managed to stabilise him before he was flown to the Flinders Medical Centre. It's understood he suffered serious head injuries. Fremantle coach Justin Longmuir, who played alongside Modra at the Dockers, spoke after last night's game.
It's pretty fresh for me like it is for everyone. Yeah, obviously a big part of the FIVEAA family. All I can say is I wish him and his family well. Hopefully he can pull through. I'm thinking of him. We're all thinking of him and his family, and thoughts are with him.
South Australia's secured another major event, winning the rights to host an annual round of the Global Superbike World Championship on a multi-year deal. The event will be held at the Bend from 2028. Premier Peter Malinauskas says the news further strengthens our position as Australia's motorsport capital and will deliver significant economic and tourism benefits. The Federal Treasurer is defending the government's concessions on capital gains tax amid claims they're too confusing. Some in the sector argue the requirements for the new carve-outs are convoluted and don't contain a clear definition of what qualifies as a start-up. But Jim Chalmers says consultation is ongoing and there's also been support for the changes.
Well, there's never going to be a unanimous view about economic reform and particularly about tax reform. We acknowledge that, but the Tech Council welcomed the steps that we put out yesterday. The definition of start-up is part of that consultation paper. It's about whether there's innovation, how long the shares are held for.
Sky City Adelaide will be fined $21 million under an in-principle agreement reached with South Australia's Liquor and Gambling Commissioner. The casino will need to implement compliance measures to support regulation, ensuring it remains suitable to hold a licence. It's the final stage of disciplinary proceedings after an independent review was completed last year. Teachers are raising concerns over plans to roll out AI-powered career coaches at some Australian schools. Gabrielle Hodson explains.
The Australian Centre for Career Education has told News Corp they're worried about the commercialisation of their industry after a $25 billion US tech deal to roll out gamified AI-powered career coaches in up to 1,000 schools. The company, anyway, says they're filling the gap for schools that lack dedicated careers teachers, and it already boasts of partnerships with major corporations such as Coca-Cola, Microsoft and KPMG. Teachers have questioned the quality of advice AI would offer, arguing a human being who already knows the student would be more targeted and individualised.
The US Vice President JD Vance says the agreement between America and Iran is already bearing fruit, with 12.5 million barrels of oil moving through the Strait of Hormuz since it was signed. The Trump administration, though, is facing accusations that it's made too many concessions to Tehran. The BBC's Tom Bateman reports from Washington.
We've had a few more Republicans coming out now being prepared to publicly criticise this. It is overwhelmingly the case that Democrats see this as a surrender deal by the Americans. They believe that it shows the war was a waste of American lives and the lives of Iranian civilians, and also of a huge amount, of course, of American money and weaponry.
Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Huge price drop on new Mitsubishi ASX from $34,990 drive away. Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes.
Here's Tom.
Thank you, Jess. Port Adelaide's players will train in around an hour's time as they prepare for tomorrow night's clash against Collingwood at the MCG. The Power have made 2 changes for tomorrow's match with Ollie Wines out. He's being managed while Kane Farrell is injured with a groin problem. Jack Lukosius and Josh Lai come into the side. The Crows have made 3 changes for their match against Melbourne tomorrow afternoon. Isaac Rankin, Taylor Walker and Mark Keane are all in, but Josh Worrell is out with illness while Toby Murray's been dropped and Luke Pedler has a hamstring issue. Round 15 got underway last night with Fremantle coming from behind to beat Geelong by 9 points. And there's more footy tonight with Gold Coast hosting Hawthorn, and you can hear that match live right here on 5AA. Let's go to the World Cup, and Canada now has a 2-0 lead against Qatar with about 15 minutes to play in the first half. Switzerland beat Bosnia 4-1 a little earlier, while South Africa and Czechia shared the points in a 1-1 draw. Well, the Adelaide Thunderbirds will train today ahead of tomorrow's huge semi-final clash against the Melbourne Vixens. A win would see the T-Birds progress to a 3rd grand final in 4 years. To golf now, American Wyndham Clark is setting the early pace in the opening round of the US Golf Open Major in New York. In brutal, windy conditions, Clark has just made another birdie to move to 3 under and take the outright lead.
For his 3rd birdie in his first 9 holes, Wyndham Clark, a 3 under first 9 starting on the back.
Yeah, he's flying. Audio there thanks to Fox Sports. Adam Scott's already in the clubhouse. He's the best of the Aussies. He's 6 shots back at 3 over. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Thanks, Tommy. Let's check the traffic.
Browse undercover in comfort for your certified pre-owned Toyota at the new Jarvis Toyota, Brighton Road, Somerton Park.
Morning there. Got a few passing showers, so damp roads, particularly in the hills this morning. And look out for a carvey tree this morning at Parkham, Oaklands Road to the shopping centre. Got power lines down there. Detours in place, very slow through there at the moment. Paraka, another 2-car smash, Main North Road at Diagonal Road. And slow going right now, Marion Road at Marion. Camera, Pearling Avenue, Edinburgh and South Terrace at Wingfield. Invest smarter with CommSec. Get your investing edge on the daily CommSec Market Update podcast. This podcast is created and distributed by CommSec. Content is general in nature. Investing carries risk. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast, showers and 15 today and tomorrow. Partly cloudy and 15 for Sunday and Monday. 16 with a possible shower on Tuesday. Right now it's 15 degrees on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
At Coles, 3-day deals are on now. From Friday to Sunday, get 30% off on Coles RSPCA approved chicken thigh cutlets, now just $7 a kilo. Shop in-store or online at Coles. Hurry, offer ends 21 June.
Finding your next Volkswagen? That part's easy. At Mawson Lakes Volkswagen, the end of financial year unlocked event has drive-away deals racing out the door. There's a huge range of new and demo Volkswagens ready for delivery right now. Plenty of colours, plenty of options. On-site finance, next-day servicing. But it won't last. So if you've been waiting, this is your moment. Get an end of financial year drive-away deal before it's gone. Mawson Lakes Volkswagen, just a short drive from the city.
In Adelaide and across South Australia, this is 5AA, always Adelaide.
Knock down, build 2 with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
8 minutes after 8, breaking 8 coming up in just a moment. Jess Adamson from the newsroom joined us a short time ago talking about the wonderful work emergency services workers did at the scene to save the life of AFL and Crows great Tony Modra, who, she, in her words, is rallying, which is
excellent.
We don't have any specific details, but we are taking all your messages on board right throughout the morning on the text line, and we'll read them out.
They're really touching.
When we find the moments,
really
but they
good
are
messages.
Lovely and personal reflections.
I love that so many of them are coming from Port people as well. There's one that just came in from someone who said that one of their fondest memories is their late wife chasing Mods. This is Patrick. My late wife chased Mods down a city street in Melbourne and asked for a photo with him. He was happy to do it. It was one of her pride and joys, and she's a power supporter. You're in my prayers, mate. A lot of good messages like that.
We'll keep the prayers coming through. They might be working. Now, Bill sent through a text. This is good news. Petrol under $1.50. When was the last time you saw petrol under $1.50?
Can't remember.
He says 2 servos in Blair Athol with unleaded at $1.49.9 this morning. Hopefully that's a sign of things to come. If you look at the oil barrel price at the moment, given the peace accord that was signed at Versailles, interesting choice of location.
I'll say. The last treaty that was signed there didn't work out that well.
Donald Trump's usually really good at the optics of major events because he thinks about it and he cares how things look. This was someone let this one go. You know? People just not familiar with the history of Versailles and surrenders and ultimately what comes of them. Anyway.
Deals that lead to more trouble down the track.
That's right. Well, we hope in very least in the short term this one leads to cheaper petrol prices here in Adelaide. And maybe it is already.
At least we're on the cusp of having a whole new raft of flights that get us around the old Strait of Hormuz as well. Thanks to Qantas.
I was thinking in the context of that conversation, I wonder if some of those major airport hubs, your Dubais and Qatars and those places, do they start trying to incentivise stopping over it in the hubs there? I wonder if this will lead to a environment that'll even be better for Australian travellers where, I mean, there's a potential massive amount of lost business if everyone's flying over the top of you all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So I wonder if there'll be cheaper stays and cheaper flights, cheaper connecting flights and so forth.
Well, Singapore's put on more flights from Adelaide as a result of what's been happening over the last few months. And like when I was booking the flights for our trip, went into Phil Hoffman. I went in the Monday after the war started on the Saturday night. I'd been in Canberra for a mate's 60th birthday, and that night we got back to the hotel and Kate said, "Oh, it looks like World War III's just started." And I'm like, bloody hell. I went into Phil Hoffman on Monday and said, how can I get my family to Europe and back later in the year without going anywhere near the Middle East? So, Malaysia, Singapore. But the guy I spoke to, Hamid, he said, mate, take a number. Our phones are running hot because everyone's ringing with the same question right now.
Here's a thought experiment. If World War III does break out, given Spain's political biases at the moment, and there is conscription, which side will you be fighting on? It's just a thought experiment.
I think it's Hezbollah.
I think you might be. It's time for breaking it up.
Well, we want good news stories, particularly on a day like this. We understand, and this is, we think, at the risk of inflaming our good friends at the Adelaide Parklands Association, we are unabashed fans of the MotoGP, which is going to be kicking off next year, 2027, November. But we understand that there's going to be another big motorcycle announcement later this morning involving the superbikes. Now, I know nothing about motorcycle racing. I don't understand it. I'm not even sure what the categories are, but it's our understanding that the fantastic setup there at the Bend, where the Shaheen family, to their great credit, have ploughed millions and millions of dollars into creating that world's best infrastructure there. The Bend is going to be confirmed as the venue for the World Superbike Championships starting in 2028. So next year will be the MotoGP, but then from 2028, the Superbikes are going to be held at the Bend. And the good news, apparently, is that it's not just a one-off. Apparently, it's a multi-year deal. We don't know how many years, but this is something I do understand. It has got like a mass following. It's going to be great for the Bend. It's going to be great for the city. And as I said, details yet to be confirmed, but a multi-year deal that for the lovers of motorcycle racing is going to be welcomed with open arms. So keep your eyes on that one. We understand the announcement will be made in a few hours' time. Good news.
Well, the immediate future of Snowtown serial killer James Vlasakis is again unclear after a development yesterday where the Court of Appeal threw out a legal block that was keeping him behind bars. They've identified two critical legal errors in their view. Two things: failing to give weight to the parole board's decision without convincing reasons, as well as a finding that the parole board underestimated the gravity of Vlasakis' offending. Now, the sum of all that needs to be teased out by a legal expert. But for people who are victims or related to victims, it means, again, his release is shrouded in uncertainty, and that is a beyond difficult circumstance for those people. Sarah Quick represents them as the SA Commissioner for Victims' Rights. Sarah, good morning.
Good morning to you both and to your listeners.
So, Sarah, obviously so many victims in the Snowtown case, and, you know, and horrible the way it's sort of become almost like a movie plot, the stuff of books. You know, these are real people that we're talking about here. What sort of impact is all of this uncertainty having on them?
Well, look, I think what we have to keep in mind too is that I've been in contact with these victims for over a decade now and across multiple processes. So whenever I contact these victims, there really is this moment of hesitation or a sense that I might be bringing either good news or bad news. But certainly yesterday when I spoke with them, they were pleased with the decision that Vlasakis will remain in custody for the time being. But as you said, it really doesn't bring any relief from their grief and their trauma, and indeed it does just maintain the ongoing uncertainty for them, which is incredibly emotionally draining.
I thought the government in its submission on this made a good point about just the sheer scale of what Vlasakis did. It's not what he's alleged to have done. Like we know that he did it. The case established that, 3 murders, and whatever external circumstances there were with the role that Bunting played as a sort of evil Svengali ringleader, cult leader almost in this scenario, this guy still murdered 3 people in the most unspeakable fashion. Like, that's the community's feeling. I'm sure that for the victims' families, they must feel that even tenfold, just struggling to understand why are we even talking about letting this guy out?
Well, absolutely. I mean, from a victim perspective, they can't understand why he would be released. However, he was sentenced with an on-parole period and is eligible for parole, to apply for parole. So my role is really about ensuring victims are heard through the parole process and they feel supported and treated with respect. But at the same time, I also have to manage their expectations about what can and can't happen. And the reality is that Mr. Vlasakis may be released. And so I need to ensure that victims are supported through that release process.
What's the process by which you are kept abreast of this? Like, is there a special dedicated? I hope there is. Is there a special sort of real time update that families such as the ones you represent are able to get, Sarah, or you just have to scramble around waiting for the news reports to pop up like everyone else?
No, absolutely not. So whenever a life sentence prisoner applies for parole, we have a very well established process with the parole board to be kept informed about developments in those matters.
Well, that's good.
And I will always try my best to contact victims before they see something reported in the media. It's a little bit more difficult when men are in court because obviously there's often real-time reporting and it's hard for me to get to the victims before they may see media. But often these victims really stay away from the media a lot. They don't want to read reports, so they disconnect a lot.
Yeah, understandably so. You do great work, Sarah, and we appreciate you coming on. Sarah Quick, the SA Commissioner for Victims' Rights on the Vlasakis case.
18 minutes after 8, we're going to check in with the RAA about the price of petrol very, very shortly. I might do a little breakdown for you too about the trajectory of the oil price and why potentially there is some cheaper times ahead and all the things that flow into that, obviously, as well. Maybe some light at the end of the tunnel as the RBA tries to imagine what's going to happen inflation-wise. But before that, there is an opportunity for you to win $100 worth of Knowles Caravans goodness simply by listening out for
Knowles Caravans.
That's it, the jingle. When you hear it, 8223 0000 is the number to call. Knowles Caravans Winter Clearance Madness is on now. Save on a range of premium vans, Salisbury Highway, Greenfields. 19 after 8, we'll check traffic first. Thanks to Royal Apartments Kent Town. The display suite open Thursday to Sunday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Visit royalapartments.com.au.
Morning there. Passing showers. Take it easy on wet roads, particularly through the hills. Park Home, Carrierwood Tree there. Power lines down. Some detours in place. Oaklands Road in the Swimming Centre. Paraka, two-car smash getting cleaned up. Main North Road at Diagonal Road. Busy in the usual spots this morning. The Porter Expressway heading into Port Adelaide. And Fullerton Road sluggish at the Glen Osmond Road intersection near the Arkabar. Early morning camera, Cheltenham Road at Cheltenham. Honda's end of financial year event is on now with great deals available across a select Honda range. T's and C's apply, limited time offers only while stocks last. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The energy today, the amount of people who got up before dawn, walking 1 mile in the shoes of someone that has nothing.
Step up to end homelessness. Walk a mile in My Boots. Register or donate today.
He haunted the Socceroos and he wanted to make a name for himself because he's a nobody loser.
Adelaide's only local sports show.
I don't know. Well, no one knows.
No one knows. The 5AA Sports Show.
Weekday afternoons from 4
on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
The new look Corolla Cross, now in stock at Jarvis Toyota Somerton Park. Corolla Cross gives you the power to take on anything. Carrying on the tradition of legendary reliability and versatile functionality, it's made to help you move through life with ease. Plus, every new Corolla Cross comes standard with capped price servicing. Conditions apply. Experience the new look Corolla Cross difference and take a test drive today at the new Jarvis Toyota, Brighton Road, Somerton Park.
Harris Scarf Friends exclusive 20 to 50% off store-wide sale is on now. Save big on full-price bedding, kitchen, electrical and more. Don't miss out. Sale ends soon. Excludes clearance and gift cards. See conditions online. Harris Scarf. Great brands, great prices.
The most frustrating thing about having your car repaired after a collision can be the wait. Sometimes months. At Premier Panel Services, the wait is one thing you won't have to worry about. We've expanded our workshop and our highly skilled team. It means we're better equipped to deliver an outstanding outcome for you and your car. RAA and MTA approved, Premier Panel Services work with most insurance companies. So ask for Premier Panel Services and get back on the road sooner.
Who wants to go on a holiday? Imagine choosing what you pay for your next getaway. Introducing the brand new Travel Auctions app for incredible travel deals at unbeatable prices. Save on hotels, caravan parks, luxury escapes, cruises and more, all from the palm of your hand. Browse live auctions, set alerts, place your bids and discover amazing getaways. Download the Travel Auctions app today and start saving on your next adventure. Travel Auctions. Pay less, travel more.
Stacey Lee here. I'm with Vincent Scarley from FIVEAA Financial Services. Vince, what is a reverse mortgage?
Well, it's just like a giant credit card, but with a difference. You're effectively borrowing money against the value of your home, and you don't have to make any repayments at all. You can then access cash when you need it most. And if you don't owe any money on your home, there is no interest charged until you draw down some funds. But importantly, the money is available when you need it most for an emergency medical treatment, renovations, might want to buy a new car, or maybe that overseas trip you've always dreamed of.
So call Vince on 1300 99 888 for a confidential chat, or go to saviour.net.au. FIVEAA Financial Services.
Call me 1300 99 888.
Got something big to budge? Budget with Budget. Little trucks, big trucks. You can do it all in a budget rental truck. Get exactly what you need and at a great price too. So remember, whatever you've got to budget with a budget rental truck. Budget car and truck rental. Call 13 27 27. That's 13 27 27.
Budget with a budget renter truck. It's quick and cheap. Well, half your luck when you budget with a budget renter truck.
Knowles Caravans, Knowles Caravans, Knowles Caravans, Knowles Caravans.
Rosanna Mangiarelli here from 7 News. Join me and Will Goodings for Adelaide's leading news hour, 7 News, tonight at 6 o'clock.
Knock down, build two with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings. 5AA Breakfast.
23 minutes after 8, got a text through a short time ago pointing to some cheap fuel spots around Adelaide. We're chatting with the RAA about this in a moment. It was Bill, I think. Yeah, Bill said at Blair Athol, there are 2 servos with unleaded for under $1.50 at the moment, and it's worth doing a little recent history of this to give you maybe a bit of optimism this morning about the trajectory of petrol prices, should they behave themselves. So the Brent crude oil price this morning is at about $82 a barrel, last I checked in the last few minutes, $82 a barrel. So when the war started, so before the war, US-Iran, February 28, it was, so February 27, the oil barrel price was $72. 72. 12 months ago, for example, 75. So it being 82 today, it is not notionally massively higher than what it has been. To give you some sense about what massively higher looks like, we only have to look back last week and see that it was, in fact, last month, it was about over $100 a barrel. So it was significantly more expensive than it is today. The trajectory of this post-peace is terrific. $111.28 it was a month ago today. $111. Today it's $82. Before the war began, it was $72, and 12 months ago it was $75. So we should see the return to normality of petrol prices if it behaves. Peter Natras is the principal advisor for energy from the RAA. Peter, I guess that's the big issue here, is it? Will the retail pump price correlate as strongly with the wholesale price?
Well, yeah, it's certainly an interesting time and good buying for motorists in Adelaide today. And so, we do have the price at the moment, as you've been stating, around that $1.50, lots of good buying. And it's need to be mindful that it is without that excess and excise and GST as well. So that's 32 cents a litre that brings that price down.
What's your sense, Peter, on whether it will stay like this, though?
We certainly have been speaking about that volatility and uncertainty in the global situation, and it's really dependent upon those global factors. We still hear a lot of talk about the drawdown in inventories internationally. What we hear locally is that there's plenty of unleaded fuel in the system, so we're well stocked, and so there's not a concern around that price being sustained, at least for over the next week or so. We're confident that it'll stay around these levels.
Is there any training of the population factor here, Peter, where we get so used to a higher petrol price that it becomes sort of the default, it becomes the new normal?
We have seen, over the years, prices do rise, with time, and these prices are around the pre sort of fuel crisis level that people were used to. So people do become a bit desensitised to price, but it's still, they're feeling it every day that they are in their budgets, and that means they're having to compromise elsewhere, and that causes pain in the household budget.
What's your read on what's going to happen with the excise, Peter? Because the Prime Minister suggested this week that it wasn't necessarily going to come off and that they were reviewing it still.
It's very much in the hands of the federal government, and we really need to wait and see what they decide to do with it. But we've always known that it was a temporary measure. It was put as a temporary measure, and the RAA, sees the importance of that funding to maintain roads and provide other important services for motorists.
Yeah, absolutely. Good stuff, Peter. Thank you for that. Peter Natras, the RAA Principal Advisor on Energy.
Speaking of correlations, I wonder if we will see any correlation between the federal government's decision to walk back some of their CGT changes and a premature ending of the fuel excise coming off to try and balance things out. It's going to be a revenue loss as a result of what we discussed with Michael Packey.
So you're saying it makes it more likely that there won't be an extension of the fuel excise relief?
I would have thought.
Well, the other thing, didn't they have to just pluck out $3.5 billion from somewhere to pay the childcare workers this week? There's a lot of pressure on this budget.
Yeah, there absolutely is.
They've got a magic money tree. Or they think they do have one.
We've been operating like we've had a magic money tree for years in this country. All right, the live stream, a great place to watch along right throughout the morning, Facebook and YouTube. Step up to end homelessness. Walk a mile and buy boots. Register or donate today. walkamile.org.au.
At Coles, 3-day deals are on now. From Friday to Sunday, get 30% off on Coles RSPCA-approved chicken thigh cutlets, now just $7 a kilo. Shop in-store or online at Coles. Hurry, offer ends 21 June.
Adelaide's local, trusted and truly connected talkback radio station. 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Get ahead of winter with comfy credits from Origin. Move with Origin and you could get up to $200 in bill credits. That's $100 for natural gas and $100 for electricity, keeping you comfy and in control this winter. That's all kinds of useful. Search Origin today. New and moving residential customers only. Sign up by 30th of June and stay until 30th of June. Bill credit includes GST. T's and C's and eligibility apply.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube.
Feedback Friday coming up right after 5AA News. 3 spots available. Everyone wins a prize. 4 simple questions and no wrong answers. Get calling right now if you'd like to be a part of it. 8223 0000.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Showers and 15 today with the 8:30 news. Good morning, I'm Jess Adamson.
Bring your event to life in a venue where it all comes together. Search Adelaide Convention Centre.
AFL great Tony Modra is showing encouraging signs as he continues to fight for his life in hospital. The 57-year-old suffered catastrophic head injuries when a tree branch crashed through the windscreen of his cattle truck at Back Valley near Victor Harbour. The father of 2 was airlifted to the Flinders Medical Centre after being rescued by local emergency crews. Local Mayor Moira Jenkins says conditions were particularly wild on the Fleurieu Peninsula last night.
Windy, rainy, horrible night. So thank you very much to all the emergency services and volunteers that assisted him. And I hope that he has a very quick recovery.
Premier Peter Malinauskas has released a statement saying Mods is an SA icon who's never forgotten where he came from. A man's been arrested after police stopped his black BMW in Hackney yesterday. They found a machete, knife, methamphetamine and various drug paraphernalia, including pipes and scales. The driver, a 36-year-old Modbury man, will face court today. Arsonists torched 2 cars at Mount Barker last night. Police and MFS crews were alerted just after 11. A Mazda SUV and Toyota sedan were destroyed. Anyone with information is asked to call Crime Stoppers. The National Press Club says it will review its security measures following the stunt during Pauline Hanson's speech earlier this week. A review of security footage shows 2 people entered the venue the day before to install a banner, which was then unfurled remotely on the day. Press Club President Tom Connell says there are always strict security measures on the day politicians are due to speak.
Everything's locked down. Nobody can get in unless they show their ID. We know who they are. Police sniffer dogs come through. So the room, funnily enough, and people sort of raise an eyebrow at this, it was secure, it just wasn't banner-free. So it was actually safe.
A former federal treasurer is defending the federal government's handling of capital gains tax changes after announcing a range of carve-outs to its budget plans. Small business with a turnover of up to $10 million will be able to keep the 50% capital gains tax discount. Startups will get extra concessions and the 30% tax on testamentary trusts will be scrapped. Critics say the changes are too complicated though. Labor Party President Wayne Swan says consultation and compromise is part of the process.
I've been down the road of tax reform before and I can tell you that this is not unusual. You put your proposals out there, there's vigorous debate, you go out and consult. The government said it was going to do that, it's consulted, now it's got a package and as you heard before, it'll go through the parliament.
Rural and remote doctors are urging Aussie men to book a checkup with their GP as soon as something doesn't feel right rather than putting it off until later. Rural Doctors Association President Dr Sarah Chalmers says 2 in 3 Australian men wait too long before seeking help, which can lead to delayed treatment and in some cases more serious outcomes. Queensland researchers have developed the world's most comprehensive database on motor neuron disease to help fight the insidious condition. 1,300 Australian patients have contributed information and samples to the platform. University of Queensland Associate Professor Xuan Yo says it's hoped it leads to breakthroughs in earlier diagnosis, new therapies and better survival rates.
The matched data that comes with those samples means that we can really now look in depth in a large number of samples and a large amount of data to see if we can tease apart what might be causing MND and whether we can find new treatments for the disease.
Now Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Huge price drop on new Mitsubishi ASX from $34,990 drive away. Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes.
Here's Tom Wren.
Thank you, Jess. Fremantle has underlined its premiership credentials following a stunning come-from-behind win against Geelong in Perth last night. The Dockers were almost 5 goals down in the second quarter but fought back to win by 9 points. Meantime, the Crows and Port will have light runs ahead of their matches tomorrow. Adelaide brings in Taylor Walker, Isaac Rankin and Mark Keane for the match. That's against Melbourne, while the Power have brought in Josh Lai and Jack Lukosius to face Collingwood tomorrow night at the MCG. Well, Canada is closing in on a first World Cup finals win, currently leading Qatar 3-0 at half-time in their match. The second goal, a stunning volley.
Buchanan from distance. Oh, it's deflected closely.
Yeah, it was beautiful, that audio, thanks to SBS. Now, making matters worse for Qatar, they had a player sent off, meaning they're down to 10 men for the remainder of the match. Earlier, Switzerland enjoyed a 4-1 win against Bosnia, while South Africa and Czechia played out a 1-1 draw. Let's go to golf. John Rahm and Wyndham Clark share the lead at 2 under as the first round draws to a close at the US Open in New York. Rory McIlroy's a shot further back in the clubhouse already at 1 under, along with Matt Fitzpatrick and Ludwig Oberg, while Adam Scott is the best of the Aussies. He's 3 over. And Aussie Rinky Hijikata is through to the quarterfinals of the Queen's Club Tennis Championships following a brilliant 3-set win. That was against the number 2 seed, Yuri Lehechka. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Thanks, Tommy. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Browse undercover in comfort for your certified pre-owned Toyota at the new Jarvis Toyota, Brighton Road, Somerton Park.
A few passing showers, take it easy in wet roads, particularly through the hills this morning. Park Home, Curranawood Tree, power lines down there. Some detours in place. Oaklands Road in the swimming centre. Paraka, 2-car smash. Main North Road near Diagonal Road. Slow for work South Road through Edwardstown. Getting busy at the moment. Port Rush Road at Paynham Road. Camera, Pelling Avenue, Edinburgh. Flight Centre's Asia sale is on now. Save up to 60% on holidays, cruises, tours and more. Sale ends 19 July. Book now at Flight Centre. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast, showers and 15 today and tomorrow. Partly cloudy and 15 for Sunday and Monday. 16 with a possible shower on Tuesday. Right now it's 15 degrees on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
For over 12,000 South Australians, the most important meal of the day is from Meals on Wheels. Behind the meals and behind the wheels are our wonderful volunteers. Like our drivers, who deliver the delicious meals to our customers.
Amanda, hello.
If you love driving, we could do with you.
Smells delicious.
Become a volunteer today and help us keep the wheels turning.
See you tomorrow, Chris.
Visit mealsonwheelsa.org.au for details.
Huge tax time deals now at Harvey Norman half-yearly clearance. Save up to 30% on Windows 11 computers. All the big brands, HP, Asus, Acer and Lenovo and more. Save up to 20% on cameras and big brand mobiles. Save up to 25% on connected security and monitors. Save up to 30% on headphones. And save up to 40% on Logitech accessories. More tax time deals in store and online. Harvey Norman half-yearly clearance on now. Conditions and exclusions apply.
The Kia Dealer end of financial year sale is now on. Head to your local Kia dealership to take advantage of exclusive drive away and finance offers across the entire range, including electric, hybrid, diesel and petrol models. All backed by Australia's first and still best 7-year warranty. Hurry, it all ends June 30. T's and C's apply. Visit your nearest Kia dealership today.
Kia. Movement that inspires.
Now, there's nothing quite like discovering a hidden gem, especially when it leads to your new favourite bottle of wine. Thornclark Wines, located in the Barossa Valley, is a family-owned boutique winery that combines tranquility with perfectly curated wines.
You'll be asking yourself, why haven't I been here before? As you take in the sprawling gardens and panoramic views, enjoy a wine tasting customised to you while enjoying a platter of local Barossa Valley produce.
End your day at the driving range overlooking the Eden Valley Vineyard. It's so beautiful. We had a great day there with the kids. A few months ago. They loved getting the 9-irons out. But then for the adults, take home a few bottles from their Sandpiper and Shopfire ranges, especially the new Shopfire Collector's Range Heritage Edition Shiraz.
Yeah, beautiful place, beautiful wines. Next time you head to the Barossa Valley, go the extra mile. Make Thornclark Wines your first stop. Cellar door open 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Friday to Sunday.
Built like a brick house.
Basic Trailers are your best mate for any load. Use the code 5AA to pay only $1 for rego on purchase of your new trailer. True blue deal at Paraka. Basic Trailers. Basically, better.
Is it the best Beechwood home ever made? Possibly, but there's always more to come from Beechwood. Introducing the Caliente, now open for viewing. The Caliente is a multi-level masterpiece of design, innovation and style. Taking inspiration from Palm Springs and California, it's definitely a conversation starter. The team at Beechwood can't wait for you to see it at 10 Simon Crescent, Craigburn Farm. Open Saturdays and Sundays, 1 to 4:30 p.m. Life's good. It's even better in a Beechwood home.
Knock down, build two with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings. 5AA Breakfast.
20 minutes to 9. It's time for Feedback Friday.
Feedback. Friday today, so have you say feedback.
We've got a $50 Kent Town Hotel voucher. In fact, we've got a couple of them. And, of course, a Smeg appliance as well. Building or renovating. Your first choice should be visiting the Smeg showroom at Deputy Distributors. Taste the difference with Smeg. First cab off the rank. First winner for Feedback Friday this morning is James in Nord. Good morning to you, James.
Good morning, Dave and Will.
James, the US have given us a bit of an idea, hosting a UFC fight on the lawns of the White House. What's the most ridiculous thing we could host at Parliament House in Canberra?
Oh, look, I went a long time ago. I went to a darts show at Marble Stadium. I reckon we could have the Golden Darts Championships on the lawns outside Parliament House.
Oh, what a
How
great
good
idea.
would that be?
180!
That's a spectacle befitting the backdrop.
Get some of the big names of darts out, like the old crafty Cockney, Eric Bristow.
Oh,
have you ever seen
Simon
him?
Whitlock.
Oh, yeah, how good's he?
Phil the Power Taylor.
Jockey
The
Greaves.
beard to be feared.
The beard to be feared.
Or the beard to be mildly concerned about when he's not playing well.
Hey, James, what's your favourite blue thing?
My favourite blue thing?
Yep.
Oh, the double blues, well and truly.
Oh.
They are
you in Nord,
my
James?
team and absolutely fantastic.
How'd they let you into Nord?
Well, I defected from Unley. But
All right.
Well, someone's got to go there to raise the standard.
I can still wear the blue walking down the parade.
All right. Well, we're talking blue things this week with Fruit Chocks getting on board to raise awareness about prostate cancer. Had a terrific chat with Will McDonald earlier in the week. James, are you the kind of person that returns your trolley to the bay or just dumps it somewhere?
Oh, absolutely return it because my car is very precious to me, and the thought of someone just pushing their trolley into any car, particularly mine, would drive me spare. So I absolutely return it every time.
What sort of car have you got, mate?
I've got a Ford convertible Mustang.
Oh, wow.
Magnificent.
And Ruby is very precious to me.
Yeah, we had a big chat earlier in the week about the trolley dumping scourge in the outer suburbs. Are you getting up for the World Cup tomorrow, James?
I certainly am, because nothing would be better than us beating the US tomorrow morning.
You are
100%.
absolutely right about that. Thank you, James. Let's go to South Plimpton. Steve, good morning.
Morning, guys. How you going?
Yeah, good.
Thanks, Dave.
Steve, we've got this brand new alert system that's being trialled in South Australia where the government can send you a message to your phone at any time. Is there anything you'd like to receive an alert for?
Maybe when the Crows are losing in the last quarter, so I can just not watch it. And
Yeah, okay. That works. Yeah, that works. Time to switch off alert.
Pretty much.
That's not bad. I don't mind that. Do you have a trick for good lawns, Steve? We chatted with the head honcho at Adelaide Oval about getting the deck ready for this weekend. Have you got any tricks?
Oh, mate, I'm just happy if I have time to mow my lawns with my kids' soccer basically all weekend.
Yeah.
As long as they're not looking like a jungle, that's good enough for me these days.
Yeah, fair enough. We spoke long-haul flights before 8 o'clock this morning. If you could just hop on a plane to go somewhere today, Steve, where would you go?
Seattle, so go and watch the Socceroos tomorrow.
Oh, yes, please. And finally, maybe with your kids, I'm not sure what their ages are, Steve, are you going to go see the new Toy Story movie?
No, I am very much of the opinion it should have stopped at 3. It was the perfect ending, and Hollywood being Hollywood just had to ruin it and make more of them.
Yeah, Steve, it's a great answer. They're all great answers. Number 3 was spectacular. Let's go to Kensington Park. Dino, good morning.
Good morning, boys. How are we?
Yeah, we're
Thanks,
good. Dino, with the government's changes to the way capital gains tax is being levied, the suggestion is you need to go out and get your most valuable possessions valued. What's your most valuable possession, Dino?
My 79 Fender Stratocaster.
Oh, yeah. That would be worth a bit, mate.
I don't know. I'm not sure, Dave. I think it's the last of the ones that were made in the USA before they shipped off to Japan. It probably is worth a bit. It's a good guitar.
Yeah, and you play, obviously, Dino?
Yeah, I spoke to you at the FIVEAA show last Friday night.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to kick around in the early 80s a little bit.
Yeah, that's right. Of course, mate.
Dean, I don't know if you heard our chat with James Rain yesterday about Australian Crawl. Have you got a band you think should reunite?
Look, my favourite Australian band was Cold Chisel. And they've done a few, reuniting tours. I mean, I lost count of how many times I went to see them back in the day. But I still reckon they're the best band that we had.
Speaking of bests of all time, Emily put together a list of male sporting greats yesterday. She loves us bringing up. Got a bit of feedback here, Dino. Who, in your view, in any field is the greatest of all time?
Oh, God, any field at all?
Yeah, something that matters to you. Maybe you've got a strong opinion on.
Well, I reckon, for me, footy, the greatest of all time for me was Andrew McLeod. I just haven't seen anyone move as smooth as that guy. He's an absolute legend, and the way he looks today, he could probably still play.
Yeah,
those photos of him the other day.
It's a mountain of muscles at the moment.
It looks amazing.
Just lastly, Dino, you got any recommendations for things David should do when he's in Spain?
Oh, well, yeah, look, I went to Barcelona a while back. Get to their markets, we went to the one, can't remember what it's called now, Boqueria, I think it was called.
Yeah, that's
amazing. I didn't want to leave.
Yeah, it's crazy, that place, isn't it?
Dino, excellent as well.
Hey, can we give Dino a bonus question? Because it would help me out. Would have helped me out 5 days ago. Dino, do you know where Cape Verde is?
Oh, God, Cape Verde. No, I can't say I do.
Well, I didn't either. But luckily, the lady we spoke to in Cape Verde explained that it's just off the west coast of Africa near Senegal in the middle of the Atlantic.
She was terrific, Sue Ellen, earlier in the week.
Not in the Caribbean.
Congratulations to all our feedbackers this morning. Now, who gets the Kent Town Hotel voucher? You should host your next event at Kent Town Hotel with spaces for every occasion and size and quiet today.
Well, look, I'm going to not award this on the basis of quality because I thought that they were all equally
great.
Excellent. I'm going to award it on the basis of geography. Going to give James and Dino, who both live in the eastern side of town, the Kent Town vouchers.
Good idea.
So they can just pop in there for a pint and a palmy. And Steve gets the Smeg appliances.
Magnificent work. We're going to take a quick break. We'll return and count down the top 5 moments of the week very, very shortly. Thanks to Royal Apartments Kent Town. Display suite open Thursday to Sunday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Visit royalapartments.com.au.
Few passing showers. Take it easy on the drive. Got a smash at Para Hills to look out for. Main North Road near Kesters Road, just near Bunnings. Park Home, Currituwood Tree with power lines down. Some detours in place. Oaklands Road near the Swim Centre. And 2-car smash getting clean up at Paraka, Main North Road at Diagonal Road. Slow going Fullerton Road heading into the city near the Arkabar with a camera at Whites Road, Paralawi. It's end of financial year sale time at Carpet Court with big savings on carpet, hard flooring, window furnishings and rugs. Hurry, Carpet Court's sale event is on now. Exclusions apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The energy today, the amount of people who got up before dawn, walking 1 mile in the shoes of someone that has nothing.
Step up to end homelessness. Walk a mile in My Boots. Register or donate today.
End of financial year dealer stock clearance is now on. Save thousands on dealer stock across the Jayco range. With huge savings across our massive range of campers, pop-tops, hybrids, caravans and more. Stock available for immediate delivery. There's a Jayco for every budget and every adventure. For great deals from Australia's biggest manufacturer, visit Jayco Adelaide today. 130 West Beach Road.
You might not see poverty, but it follows 8-year-old Max to school every day. Despite his hard work and the support of teachers, living in poverty is holding Max back, impacting his reading and his maths. Imagine trying your best, but it just doesn't feel enough. We can't let this happen. You can help Australian children like Max get the extra learning support they need. Donate to the Smith family today.
Stacey Lee here. I'm with Vincent Scarley from FIVEAA Financial Services. Vince, what is a reverse mortgage?
Well, it's just like a giant credit card, but with a difference. You're effectively borrowing money against the value of your home, and you don't have to make any repayments at all. You can then access cash when you need it most. And if you don't owe any money on your home, there is no interest charged until you draw down some funds. But importantly, the money is available when you need it most for an emergency medical treatment, renovations, might want to buy a new car, or maybe that overseas trip you've always dreamed of.
So call Vince on 1300 99 886 for a confidential chat, or go to saviour.net.au. FIVEAA Financial Services.
Call me 1300 99 886.
At Residential Letting, we believe less is more. It's why property management is all we do. It's why each of our experienced property managers give you more time. It's why we build and maintain such strong relationships with good landlords and tenants. Check out our Google reviews for the proof. To experience the difference, call the team at Residential Letting for a chat, or visit residentialletting.com.au, because property management is all we do.
Great things begin with the right space. A space to work, a space to store, a space to create. Right now, build the space you've always wanted with Olympic Industries sheds, garages and outdoor storage designed for Australian lifestyles. Visit one of Olympic Industries' inspiration centres today and bring your space to life. Start something with the Olympic Industries sale. On now.
Knock down, build two with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings. 5AA Breakfast.
9 to 9. Thanks to all those people that tune in via the live stream this morning, Facebook and YouTube. Step up to end homelessness. Walk a mile in my boots. Register or donate today. walkamile.org.au. Tell you what, bittersweet experience for host nation Canada at the World Cup this morning, playing Qatar. They're up 3-0 in the 59th minute. Qatar have been the recipient of 2 red cards, the second of which, though, was a gruesome tackle on a Canadian player that looks like he's done a very serious leg injury.
It looks like he's broken his leg. It was an absolutely sickening tackle. This Qatari bloke just kicked the legs out from under the Canadian guy, who ended up going off the ground on one of those motorised stretchers, sucking on the whistle.
The green whistle.
The green whistle.
Yeah, that nothing good comes when you've got the green whistle in your mouth.
Plenty of good things come this afternoon when Chris Jarma is on with Stacey Lee. And on a day like today, this, I reckon, is in the absolute top 5 best winter recipes. Chris is making classic seafood chowder, San Francisco style, and he sent through a photo of the old scooped-out bread roll filled with the chowder. Yum.
Excellent.
Yum.
Fuel Watch, better to be a member with RAA Road Service. Well, Bill, it goes to you this morning. Bill told us about the mobile at Blair Athol, under $1.50. $1.49.9 if you don't mind. Diesel significantly above that mark, but the cheapest is not too bad, all things considered. The mobile at Shido Park is at $1.79.5, but otherwise, if you're in the Blair Athol area and you need unleaded, today is a good day to fill up with it at $1.49.9.
It's been 1 week. The top 5 of the week.
All right, top 5 moments of the week. The number 5 spot.
I'm not sure what the collective noun is, but the assembled national political media will be there.
I think lots of politicians have different collective nouns for them.
Yeah, that's right.
One of them starts with F and ends with wits.
Well, there certainly was a few of them there, but I'm not sure that they were the media. The press club event turned out to be a pretty remarkable event. That was us talking ahead of it with David Koch. Number 4 spot.
Good morning, guys. Could I have Travis Head's mo, please?
Travis Head's moustache in the World Cup of South Australia again got up and did a roaring trade. It's a very popular potential winner of the World Cup of South Australia, Travis Head's moustache. Number 3 spot.
The song from Team America.
Oh, yeah.
America. Da, da.
Yeah.
coming this evening in a day. That'd be mine. Because that song now is not actually a form of satire. It's completely plausible. If somebody walked out yesterday at this event to that song, people would just be singing along.
Oh, yeah, your rendition of Team America, which contains almost no broadcastable language, but you gave it a rip anyway, which was excellent. Number 2.
First time, we're very happy for the results too. We didn't win, but we are there. It's a big representation for our country. We like it very much.
That's
and
beautiful.
Everybody is very happy. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful game.
So that's the voice of Sue Ellen running a sports bar in Cape Verde, who we chatted with. She was very confused about who we were, why we were calling her.
We didn't know where she was.
We didn't know where she was.
Well, I didn't. You might have.
Yeah, we was a conversation with a whole group of very confused people. But she was very happy because they had what was that remarkable result. It's still the only 0-0 draw at the World Cup so far, and it might be the most memorable game so far against Spain.
The good news is the Cape Verde keeper's mum is going to be in the US in time for the next game too. She had visa troubles, but apparently the Yanks are probably trying to get
keeper's mum. She must be about 110 years old.
Yeah, she is.
All right, and the number 1 spot.
My son's wearing his Adelaide United cap, and I'm just shouting, Adelaide United!
Yes!
United!
Come on, you Reds!
And there's a bunch of puzzled faces around, Socceroo fans going, no. I'm like, Adelaide! Oh, you know, it was just so good. It was so
awesome.
good. We ripped it up, smashed a few cans. It was beautiful.
Yeah, I don't think we've been as jealous of any of our callers this week as we were of of Emil, who was at the Socceroos game against Turkey earlier this week. Well, this feels like a lifetime ago, doesn't it now?
It does, and it's one of the great things, though. Like, you know, it was like the interview we did with the guy who owned the liquor store in Boston, talking about all of the Scottish fans had just gone through and like basically cleaned out his entire store and told the funny story about someone came in and bought 2 bottles of water and got roundly booed by the Scots. So many great human stories, and it's going to be a massive, massive morning tomorrow. If we can beat the Yanks, it will just by definition rank as one of the all-time great Australian sporting moments.
Huge task. Huge task. They're a quality outfit. Can't wait for that game. Daniel, I think this is a good way to end the week, asks the question on everyone's lips. When you do go to Spain, David, as of the end of next week, how many barbecues are you taking with you?
Well, the Weber Go Anywhere might be the best choice, given that it can go anywhere.
Well, I don't want to feed into what is clearly a fetish, but you might be able to buy some more whilst you're over there.
Well, they call them La Plancha in Spain.
How many do you own? 8.
I checked. It's actually 9. I found one more. I am seeing someone about it. But no, for those of you who were wondering when we are disappearing, not for another week, so we've got a full week ahead of us, and we should end the show as we began it too, by sending all of our thoughts again to Tony Modra and his family. It's really brought South Australians together, united in a spirit of urging him all the very best as he starts on what will be the road to recovery, which I tell you what, given the way this story was unfolding, we feel blessed to be able to be talking about it in that context. The road to recovery for Tony Modra. Great bloke. So many people have been touched by him. It's a story that transcends club allegiances, and he's a great bloke, and we're sure he's going to be okay.
Well, stick around. Graham Goodings is coming up after 9 o'clock. We'll be back Monday morning from 6, hopefully with a David Bashir shouted highlight to start things off.
Oh, please.
Enjoy your weekend.